Hello everyone, my name is Caden and welcome back to more Hall of Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy or Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Last time we did the first half of episode 5, I believe, which is dealing with politician Wimperson, and now it seems like we're going back to Kurine to help out Maya, who still seems to be in trouble, potentially. So, let's get into it. Sorry if I also sound a little more sick, by the way. Still a little bit recovering, but mostly been better now. Better enough to at least record something. Oh, hey, we're still here. May 17th, District Court. Defendant Lobby number 3. What do you mean Miss Faye is still being held hostage? And who's this mastermind? Politician Wimperson was nothing more than a puppet. His benefactor was the one pulling the strings. But I have no idea who they are. So all we know is that it's the person who he was trying to give the orb to? Right. He was just following orders. Whoever it is, it seems they really want to get their hands on the orb. So then, Miss Faye's abduction is the work of the so-called benefactor, too? Right again. Whoever they are, they're in Kurine. Along with Maya. Wonder who they could be. Right. This Maya, the spirit medium you've been talking about. She wouldn't happen to be that bun-haired young lady you defended back in Kurine. Yeah, that's her. Why do you ask? I see. I think I know what's going on here. I've got good news for you, Mr. Wright. Maya is somewhere safe. That much I'm sure of. What? Do you know something? Dirk? I'm afraid you've lost me. So that's who the little snot's patron is. It's all starting to make sense. That fool has no idea I'm here in the States with you all. Dirk, you mind filling us in? What? What? No caller ID. Wonder who's calling. Hello? Hello? Mr. Phoenix Wright, yes? Let me start by thanking you for taking such good care of my subordinate. Who is this? I believe you know me as Mr. Titian's benefactor. Oh! Huh? Sounds like they're using a voice changer or something to disguise himself. Where's Maya? Is she safe? I had my ears on today's proceedings. What a shock it was to hear that the key to solving the orb's riddle is a spirit medium. I admit, I did not see that coming. Wait, did they plant a listening device in here somehow? Nevertheless, I don't think for a minute that it will guarantee my Faye's safety. She is not the only medium within my reach, you see. You harm a hair on Maya's head and you'll have to answer to me. Right. Give it here a sec. Wait! Hey there. How's it going, stranger? Who is this? Why, it's your friendly neighborhood dragon. I just happen to be in the US on a little trip. Minister of Justice Inga Karkul Kurine. Oh, it's Inga? Inga? What? Maya's kidnapper is Kurine's Minister of Justice? Why am I not surprised?
Dirk, is that you dirty turncoat? Oh, what the blazes is going on here?
Oh, you know, just popped over to the States for a little R&R. But enough about me, Inga. That was a poor excuse for a bluff you just pulled. We both know your threats are as empty as your head. You can't lay a hand on Maya Faye, and I do mean that literally. What's he talking about? You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye.
My Faye ain't my only, how shall I say, concerns, you know, Dirk.
What?
I've got someone dear to you riding upon my hands, see? Now that one, well, you can imagine what kind of things I could do, right?
Was he?
Glad you're seeing things my way. Meet me at Marsh Tomb tomorrow, 3 p.m. sharp. And you better come alone, got it? If all goes well, the orb is all you'll need to get my fare back.
Dirk, what's going on? You heard him. I have to get back to Kurine at once. What? Why? No time to explain. But are you even going to make it? What if there are no seats left on the next flight? Plus, you're a wanted man. They're not going to just let you get on a plane. Let me worry about that, Mr. Justice. Who is it? Edgeworth! Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth? What are you doing here? Taking care of the hostage situation. Oh, now that you mention it. Pearl did say that she saw you around in Crane Village. I had him look into a few things while I was on my way back from Kurine. Including my situation, of course. I was astonished to hear she was still in Kurine earlier. But to explain why I found no connection between her and Mr. Atishan. Sorry to interrupt, but going back to the plane situation. I've taken the liberty of chartering one for us. It's ready to take off at any minute. And I will do what's necessary to hide the fact that Dirk Sotomati is on board. Wow. Must be nice to be chief prosecutor. Right, we have no time to lose. We must head for Kurine at once. Right.
I'm going too. After all, you're bound to need my help. No fear, I want to go too.
This isn't a vacation, Trucy. Besides, I'll need you to hold down the fort.
But Dad...
Guess I should also only bring what's necessary. Sorry, Trucy, but would you mind holding on to this stuff for me? Unnecessary evidence foisted onto Trucy. Poor Trucy.
Fine, but you better bring me back something besides just more evidence.
Excellent. Now, let us make haste to Kurine. And that's how our sudden trip to the kingdom of Kurine began. I never imagined I'd return to the country of my youth under such a circumstances, though. Whee! Whee! Here we are. That was fast. May 18th, 2:30 p.m. Temple. That was a long flight. It's already 2:30 in the afternoon. What about cutting it close? Kingdom of Kurine. This is no time to reminisce, but... gotta say, this place sure brings back some memories. Hurry up, Apollo. Right behind you. Amara's tomb is located in the courtyard of Garon Palace. We should have just enough time to get there.
And let's sprint there. Think you can keep up, Apollo?
Sure, no sweat. I'll contact the royal family and the local police and inform them of our arrival. Thanks, Edgeworth. Team attack!
Apollo, I'm sure this place brings back memories, but could you reminisce later? Time's running out.
You're right. We have to find Miss Faye before it's too late. Any ideas?
I know you probably want to reminisce and all, but there's no time for that right now.
You're right. We gotta get to Mars' tomb. Look at this evidence.
Stop. Apollo, don't go showing me stuff for no reason. We have to find Miss Faye before it's too late.
Look at my dad. Alright. Ooh, somebody's knocked over a pot and has footprints. Garon Palace Royal Residence. I wasn't made for all the running, climbing, near drowning I've done this week. It's 2:45, only 15 minutes left. See that cylindrical building rising in the distance? That's Amara's tomb. Amara. Wasn't that the previous queen? The one who was assassinated? Yes, and I'm the one they pinned it on. It'll take a few minutes to get to the tomb from here. So you've returned, Barbed Head. Oh, wait a minute.
So you've returned, Barbed Head.
Hi! I've seen her before on the news. If I remember correctly, this is the Crown Princess Rafa Padma Akurain.
What are you people doing here? This is the royal residence. Commoners are not allowed entry without permission.
Prosecutor from the States. Should have already called and requested permission for us to enter. That's why we're here, Your Benevolence? Have you seen Minister Inga?
If you seek my father, I just saw him heading toward Amara's tomb.
Was he with anyone? You know, like some shady-looking underlings or something?
No, he was alone. Why do you ask?
Looks like she has no idea about Miss Faye's abduction.
You hear that? I think we have company.
Who? Uh-oh. Stomps? Well, Lily B, thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoy. Bow down before her glory! Eminence Queen Goron, Grand Priestess of Kurain approaches! Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can't do something real quick. Where are my options? Options. Oh, well. Huh? Gron? Wait. Uh-oh. Hi! It's... Queen Gron! Hi!
Gods. Surround Amara's tomb at once.
Yes, your evidence! Why are we surrounding the tomb? What is happening? What's she doing? Is she going to help us? Excuse me, Your Eminence.
So, our barbed-head lawyer returns. May we presume you are here for Maya Fey, the spirit medium who has been abducted?
Yes, you may.
Allow us to apologize for the criminal actions of our husband.
Oh, no need to apologize for him.
Honestly, Inga, abducting a guest in our country, how could you? Father, abducted someone?
This is a shock for her. Your Eminence, what about those soldiers over there?
They are the Goron Royal Guard, soldiers who serve the crown and no other.
Royal Guard?
They are an elite force selected from only the most loyal and outstanding of our subjects.
And why have you ordered them to surround the tomb?
The police will not come, if it is my husband who is committing the crime. We shall have to storm the tomb and take Mr. Inga into custody ourselves.
What? You mean... Goron, no! His hostage is in there!
Dirk, how dare you set foot in the palace? Have you come to turn yourself in?
Listen, we need to call truce for now.
Goron Royal Guard, seize the Strait of the Crown.
As you wish, Your Eminence! Resist and you die! Wait a sec... Huh? Oh, God, he's doing it again. Slow down there, Goron. I'm here to conduct a hostage exchange. But if you take me in now, my Faye is as good as dead.
Hostage exchange? And why would he choose to do such a thing with you?
We can talk about that later. Right now, I need to get in there before it's too late. If I can't resolve this in 20 minutes, you can storm the place. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Dirk?
Dirk, wait! Guards, allow the insurgent Dirk at Salmari to pass. Barthead, you have some explaining to do.
Right. Well, while we're waiting here... Apollo, why don't you explain the situation?
What? Me? Leave nothing out, Hornhead, or I'll dehorn you where you stand.
A Hornhead? Fear doesn't waste any time coming up with nicknames. And what's with the attitude? Her father's the one who's abducted Maya Fey. Well, let's take a look around first.
The Goron Royal Guard has the tomb surrounded.
Yeah, and it looks like they might storm the place at any moment. If Her Eminence gives the order, they'll have no choice but to follow through. And I have the feeling she's about ready to do so. All we can do is wait and hope for the best, huh? Hope Dirk and Miss Faye both come out of this in one piece. Dirk's in there right now. I sure hope he's okay. This is no time to be looking around. Not until Dirk gets back. Well, I'm looking around anyways, because circles appear. Ah, fine, I get it, I get it. Look at my badge.
Hornhead, stop wasting time and explain what's going on, now. And make it quick, or I'll yank those horns right off your head.
How about we keep our hands to ourselves, and I'll explain everything. Guess I better start talking. Hostage.
Do my ears see me, or did I hear the talk of my father abducting someone?
Oh, you heard right. He abducted my Faye, and...
Insolent fool!
Pardon my rudeness.
A gentle soul such as my father cannot possibly have committed such a crime.
Gentle? You think he's gentle? I'm afraid it's true, Your Benevolence. He's holed up in that tomb as we speak.
Really? I find this difficult to believe. Why would he do such a thing?
Your Benevolence? You saw your father heading toward the tomb.
I did. I was over on that veranda, deep in thought. When I saw him hurrying toward the tomb, I'd say it was about 10 minutes ago.
Why was he in rushing? Maybe he was worried he'd be late? Did you see anyone else heading for the tomb?
I saw no one else after he entered.
So Minister Inga and Miss Faye are the only ones in there besides Dirk. Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if he had a minion or two with him. Dirk. I sure hope he's alright. It's only been 5 minutes. Feels like an eternity! Patience, Apollo, patience. Tell us to the Queen. May 18th, 3:20 p.m. Grand Palace. Royal Residence. It's been almost 20 minutes. What's taking Dirk so long?
The appointed time has come. Our royal guard shall now storm in.
Can't you wait just a little longer?
No, we cannot. Every second we wait puts the hostage's life in even more danger. Therefore, we see no alternative but to order our guards to storm in.
But that'll put Miss Faye's life in danger too.
Guards, storm the tomb and seize Minister Inga along with the insurgent Dirk Sodomati.
Yes, Your Eminence!
What? Dirk's under arrest too?
Naturally, that traitorous snake assassinated my predecessor, Queen Amara.
Now go, seize them both.
We're going in! Follow me, men! For evidence! For the Oragon!
Oh boy. I hope no one gets hurt.
Your evidence!
What the? Why are they running back out?
What's the meaning of this?
Something terrible has happened! Dirk! The minister! He's dead!
Uh-oh.
What's this?
What?
Apollo, quick. I'm right behind you.
No one enters without our... Come, let's see what's transpired.
Yes, Your Eminence!
Oh boy. Inga's dead. Is Dirk dead, did they say? I don't think they meant Dirk dead, but... I hope not. Help! Maya! Are you alive? Where's Dirk? Apollo, over there. Ah! Dirk? Dirk? Dirk! What? What have you done? Apollo? Look!
So it is. Miss Inga who's fallen. Gods, seize this murderous man at once.
Yes, Your Eminence! Surrender now or perish, rebel scum! No, wait! Ugh. Ah!
Dirk! They're taking him away!
Ow. Oh, they're just doing something at me.
Huh? Wait, this is the... Is he telling me to keep it safe? The Founder's Orb.
Nick, is that you?
Maya! Are you alright?
Dirk, he saved me. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open.
Maya! Maya! Mr. Inga, the man behind Miss Faye's abduction, had been killed, and Dirk was arrested for his murder. So it was that abduction of Maya Faye. So it was that the abduction of Maya Faye came to a sudden and unexpected resolution. With this, the curtain fell on the minister. But things were far from over. Oh boy! May 18th, Grand Palace, Royal Residence, and I hope Rafa's okay, because...
Apollo, what happened?
I can't say for sure. But from what I can tell, it seems Dirk has killed Minister Inga.
What? You think he did it to save Miss Faye?
Most likely. But who knows? I'm really confused right now.
My father... He's... No, this cannot be. I must see for myself.
Your Benevolence, we cannot allow you to pass.
Fools, stand aside.
Forgive us, but we have direct orders from Her Eminence, Queen Garon.
Father... Father... You'll pay for this.
Apollo, let's regroup somewhere. Yeah. Dirk. Wasn't really you that did it, right? Are we gonna have to defend Dirk? May 18th, Temple.
Are you okay, Apollo?
Yeah. Edgeworth's speaking with the local police. So let's sit tight until he returns. Okay. I know you must be in a state of shock right now, but I need you to stay with us, Apollo. He's right. I can't go to pieces now. Thanks, Mr. Ray. I'll be fine. 'Cause I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. May 18th, Temple. Hey! Right, Mr. Justice. I'm afraid I have some bad news. It looks like things will only get more complicated from here. Prosecutor Edgeworth? What's happening with Dirk? As I understand it, he has been officially charged with the murder of Minister Inga. He has? However, I did manage to get us permission to investigate the crime scene, and I expect we'll be allowed to visit Mrs. Sodomati shortly. Thank you. I'm sure glad Prosecutor Edgeworth is here with us. Also, it just so happens that Detective Sky is here in Kurani, so I have asked her to assist with our investigation. What? What's she doing here? It seems Prosecutor Sodomati has grown quite fond of her. He's been ferrying her around all over the place. A few days here, a few days there. They've almost become a team of sorts. Despite what Nayuda says. Seems he thinks highly of Emma's skills.
So, what now, Apollo?
I think I'll go pay Dirk a visit at the detention center. I want to go check in on Maya at the hospital. What about you, Athena?
Well, if there's footwork to be done, I'd better stick with Apollo and give him a hand.
Very well. Then I will accompany Wright. Okay, we'll go our separate ways for now. Alright, if anything comes up, you have my cell number. Bye, Wright!
Do you know your way around here, Apollo?
It's been over 10 years since I left. but I'll try not to get us hopelessly lost. Now can I look around?
Mr. Wright stayed there the entire time he was here, apparently.
Why would he stay at a temple instead of a hotel?
He says it helped to cut costs. Long stays at a hotel really add up, you know. But he had to sleep on the floor with a load of strangers. There weren't any showers either.
Wow, that's worse than staying at a youth hotel for backpackers. Water! This is said to be a secret spring and a pathway for souls to follow. The people of Kurine believe the spring draws the souls to the temple. And by the truth gained in the Hall of Justice beyond, they are memorialized. Seems that legal trials and funeral rites are inseparable in this country. Curiosity? There sure are a lot of temples around here. In fact, looks like most of the buildings around here are related to Kurainism. Anything else? Doesn't look it. Talk! What do you got for me, Athenas?
Being around sure has a lot of personal attendance.
Yeah, the Grand Royal Guard. They're like her own private army.
More like an elite fan club made up of carefully selected soldiers who adore her. That's how I see it anyway.
That's a pretty blunt way of putting it. Also correct, but don't say that to her face.
Dirk Samadi, the charismatic leader of the Defiant Dragons, arrested. This is going to deal a major blow to the rebels.
Yeah, I can already see Dot's having a heart attack when he finds out.
Speaking of Dots, he was on the plane with us. But I haven't seen him since we landed.
Dirk said he wanted Dad to go home before he caused any more trouble.
Yeah, he strikes me as a troublemaker.
I just hope he doesn't do anything crazy, like trying to break Dirk out of jail. Look at my badge!
I thought that attorney badges were the same around the world. But I just realized that this type is only used back home.
You've had your badge for a while now, and you're just noticing that?
Hey, I'm still getting used to things after all the time I spent in Europe. But, as they say, when in Rome.
Wait, what are we even talking about anymore? Don't look at me with that smile.
The orb. It was a real surprise to find out that it's hollow on the inside, wasn't it?
Yeah, and an even bigger surprise to find that the founder's face was hidden within.
But now that the orb's secret has been revealed, how are you supposed to restore it to its original state?
Well, it was probably wax or something that melted to reveal the figure inside, so if we turned it upside down and heated it up again, it should go back to the way it was.
Oh, I get it. That's one clever little contraption.
Yeah, I guess it works.
I've been thinking about that photo. Your father was quite the manly man, Apollo.
I sense a compliment in there somewhere.
Huh? Where'd you get that idea?
Oh, never mind.
Never mind what?
Nice weather we're having today.
Aw. Is there something you wanted to hear me say, Apollo?
Look, just forget I said anything, okay? Alright. Can I go to the royal residence? Can I properly look at this area now? The previous Queen Amara was laid to rest in her own private tomb. Pretty impressive.
They say it cost some 800 million to build and took 400 workers 5 years to complete. Special memorial rites were also conducted at various points of its construction.
That's quite an undertaking.
It was built with donations from her devoted subjects and royalty of neighboring countries. It ended up getting a huge boost to the national economy.
Wow, Queen Amara must have been one charismatic lady. Bridge! Vibrant lotus flowers floating on still waters, butterflies dancing about. It's almost supernatural in its beauty.
And at the center of it all rises the tomb where Mars' soul slumbers. Makes you wonder if that bridge there is the gateway to the hereafter.
Yeah, especially after both Dirk and Inga crossed that bridge earlier. There are footprints here. Are these Inga's footprints? They appear to be heading toward the tomb.
Didn't Princess Rafa mention something about that? You know, something about him rushing over to the tomb before we arrived?
Wonder if he had accidentally dozed off before the exchange or something. What is this? Somebody got a little carried away decorating this place. There's a golden lion keeping watch at the entrance. That frog looks like it's cowering under the lion's glare.
Really? Because to me, it looks like the frog is glaring at the lion.
Come on, Athena. How does that make any sense?
Huh? I just call him as I see him.
I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree. Why is there pot? Well, this overturned urn has spilled water everywhere. Everything around it is soaking wet.
Don't look at me.
Rightly or wrongly, I'm guessing Athena's the type who gets blamed for a lot of things. And the more people accuse her, the more defensive she becomes. Even to the point of preemptively denying any wrongdoing.
I said it wasn't me!
I never said it was! Ah. The palace of Queen Garon is built to impress. Its white walls and gold ornamentation lend it an imposing air.
It makes Mr. Inga's residence look downright humble by comparison.
Yeah, it shows the difference in their tastes. And which one wears the pants, so to speak. So this is where, Rafa was.
Oh, look at these flowers! They give the whole house such a cute vibe. I wonder if this is where Princess Rafa lives.
I doubt it. She doesn't look the type to decorate with cute flowers. I mean, I may not know her well, but she seems awfully serious and snobby. I bet she uses nothing but roses and peonies. Stuffy old people flowers, you know?
Apollo, I guess it's too much to ask that you not judge a book by its cover, huh?
What's that supposed to mean? Alright, seems like we're good here. Let's look at Amara's tomb.
Apollo, I know you can't help but want to start investigating, but...
I know, we should pay Dirk a visit over at the detention center. Ow! Hello? May 18th, detention center. Visitor's room. Hi, Apollo. Here to see your old man, are you? Dirk, are they done interrogating you? Nope, the fun hasn't even started. I imagine they really want to they'll really rake me over the coals, so...
I don't even want to think about how harsh their interrogation method will be.
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to what they'll do if they find him guilty. They've branded me a terrorist who killed the previous queen and now the justice minister. If found guilty of these crimes, I'll be facing a very public execution.
Public execution?
This is worse than I thought. Come on, son. Turn that frown upside down. You'll jinx us. As soon as I get out of here, I'll take you to this tasty hash house I know. I'd like that. I really need to focus on what happened. Time to switch to work mode. Dirk, can you tell me what happened? Oh, and there's also something I want you to take a look at. My badge! I'm proud of you, son. You've really become a fine lawyer. Well, at least it means I'm qualified to defend you. To think the day would come where you'd come to my defense. I'm one lucky man. Now I can die in peace. Whoa, slow down. I'm going to prove you innocent, so... Just pulling your leg, son. Even when he's in the slammer, Dirk is Dirk. I love him. Why'd you throw this at me? I see you got it safely out of the tomb. Why did you throw it at me like that? I want you to listen carefully, son. The orb must not fall into Garon's hands. Not ever. I thought Mr. Inga was the one who was after it. He was the one who lent it to Professor Buff to study, after all. So, haven't you exposed his crime now? I have. But there's more connected to this relic than meets the eye. Much more. And whatever it is, I can't help feeling that I could turn this entire kingdom upside down. You said something like that before. It's like Dirk's intuition is at it again. Garon will do anything to retrieve this. So guard it well, son. At least until tomorrow's trial. You got it, Pops. That's the only remaining photo of your father. Take good care of it. I will. I'm just surprised to see it after all these years. I had a tough time tracking it down and retrieving it. It was taken by some European tourists who just happened to be watching your father. I had one of my men go to Europe to look them up and ask them whether we could have it. You went through all that trouble? I did. So don't go losing it or anything. I said I'd take good care of it, didn't I? Hello, guard. That guard's standing so still and with such great posture. I wonder if he spends his days just watching the dust dance in the sunlight. Wait a sec. Don't you do that in court sometimes, Athena?
You mean you noticed?
Don't think you can take it easy just because I'm the lead lawyer on this one. Bell. Ring it, Athena. Ring it, ring it, ring it. Yes! Don't do it, Athena. Don't ring that bell. Do it!
Who, me? Perish the thought. I mean, would I ever do something so childish?
Do it quick!
All right, put your bracelet away. Talk about unfair.
Athena, you can't lie! Alright, the incident. Dirk, what happened in there? You didn't really kill Minister Inga, did you? Well, the thing is, I really don't know. Huh? Excuse you? Why? I remember seeing the mural of the founder right as I entered the tomb. But I got all dizzy immediately after that. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand, and covered in Inga's blood. So, you don't remember meeting with him? No. The last thing I remember after entering the tomb is feeling really dizzy.
There's no way he can explain what happened if he can't remember anything.
Yeah. I suppose there's no getting out of this one. But we can't give up yet. I was just messing with you, son.
Well, stop! It's not funny!
Sorry.
Sheesh, nothing seems to faze him. Not even being arrested for murder.
This is going to be one tough case, Apollo. Not only have I been charged with Inga's murder, but I've also been charged with Amara's assassination from 23 years ago. You're on trial for 2 charges? Your Honor is practically licking her chops just thinking about my public execution. Guess it means we can't afford to lose our heads, huh?
I don't know how you can laugh at a time like this.
So, son, I take it you'll be defending me at my trial? Of course. You can count on me. That's my boy. Looks like your nerves are as steely as your vocal cords of yours. After all, you've got the Defense Culpability Act to contend with, too.
Oh, right. If you're found guilty, I'll be charged with the same double homicide, huh?
Don't tell me you forgot about that.
I'll be fine. I just have to make sure we win this one.
You sure? Because you don't sound very fine.
Apollo? What was that about an assassination 23 years ago?
Let's talk about that.
About that incident 23 years ago. That was when the previous queen, Amara, was assassinated, wasn't it?
Yes. Someone set her private residence on fire. She lost her life in the ensuing blaze.
And you were arrested for the crime. Why would they arrest you, Mr. Sotomati? Weren't you just a lawyer back then? What relation could you have had with the queen?
About that. Amara was, well, she was my wife.
Well, that complicates things greatly!
I may not look the part, but I was once husband to a queen. In short, I was royalty.
What? No way! Are you saying you won the heart of the reigning queen?
Come on, you're talking to a guy who honed his prowess against witnesses on the stand. Even a queen is no match for this dragon's glare.
Wow, you're really something else.
So was a verdict ever reached, Dirk? I acted as my own attorney and won. Until I was accused of fabricating evidence, that is. Then it all went south.
Now, where have I heard a story like that before? What happened after that?
I made a run for it.
You ran? But why?
I didn't kill Amara, and I didn't fabricate any evidence. If I had stuck around for a retrial, I'd have been found guilty for sure. I couldn't allow that to happen. Amara's true killer would never face justice if I did. So, I left my law practice behind and went underground. That was 23 years ago. Are you telling me that after all these years, you still haven't discovered the truth? Yeah. The fact that it was an arson means that the crime scene was reduced to ashes. There's little in the way of evidence left. It's just been brick wall after brick wall. I guess that means it's all up to me to figure it out, huh? Along with Mr. Inga's murder, of course. I think I'm gonna be sick. Come on, son. Don't look down. With you on the case, it'll work out somehow. Albie's right! Say, son, do you remember my office? Sure. I remember that messy, dimly lit room. The file I've masked on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there? Let me think. I recall going in through a manhole. How can I not, Dirk? I hate how I always got so dirty getting there, and that stench. That old case is important too, but I should probably focus on the minister's murder first. I'm afraid your time is up. Who?
Nayuta! It's time for the prisoner's interrogation. So be gone, you putrid-headed criminal abetting lawyer. Wait! Don't tell me you're the prosecuting attorney. What? But how I mean... Is there a problem here? You bet there is! He's your father! And your point is? My relation to the accused is irrelevant. The fact remains, I am a prosecutor. No, that's not what I don't think I'm getting through to him.
Ayuta. Long time no see, son. How have you been? Look, I hear you've been serving Garan, rather faithfully in fact. Whatever happened to our dream of taking her down and changing this country, son?
The past is the past.
What do you mean? Why are you doing this?
It's simple. People change. The Nayuta you knew exists no more.
Listen, son. I don't know what made you change like this. But you're still my boy, even if you prosecuted my case. The rest of the Fine Dragons and I eagerly await your return. Whenever you're ready, we'll welcome you back with open arms.
As I said, I've moved on.
Is that the first time you've had that pose? You were holding your hand.
Now, let's waste no more time. The flowers do not blossom simply from talk of the past.
Ayuta.
Why do I get the feeling there's something he wants to say but can't? God, move the accused to the interrogation room.
Yes, sir! This way, you rebel scum! Oh, watch it! Not so rough, will you?
Nayuta, is he seriously going to prosecute his own father?
Well... let's go to the tombs. May 18th, drink of water. Ugh. And gotta get comfy. So, this is the tomb of Amara, the previous queen of Karine. It's really lavish. I guess you could say it's fit for a queen.
Is the faceless woman in that mural over there Amara?
No, that's the Holy Mother. She's the one who brought spirit channeling to Kurine.
Oh, right, the woman in the orb.
Oh, is this who I think it is? I'm going to assume it's Emma.
Oh, it's you two. Getting right down to business, I see.
Hi, Emma. We heard you give us a hand if we needed it.
Yep, Mr. Edgeworth asked me to help where I could. So, it's been quite a while since you've been back in Karina here.
Yeah. More than 10 years, in fact.
Well, you sure don't waste any time. I mean, you're already mixed up in a murder. You're as big a trouble magnet as Mr. Wright.
Please don't say that. My luck's already bad enough as it is.
Emma, I hear Prosecutor Salmai has requested your services again. He seems to have really taken a liking to you.
What?
You mean his ephemeral holiness? I don't mind that he approves of me and my abilities. It's just, his people skills need some serious work. But when he manages to smile and compliments my work, it's hard to say no. And plus, working on investigations overseas is really hard, but flying back and forth between here and home every few days without time off, and the lack of sleep is imbuing my skin. To make matters worse, the defendant in this case is someone I know. I mean, how could this get any worse?
Sounds like they got one complicated prosecutor-detective relationship going on. Well, we've had what ones have we had so far? We've had, Edgeworth and Gumshoes. We've had freaking, whatchamacallit? We've had, Simon and Fulbright. And now we got Sadmati and, Emma. Just seems that prosecutors generally have an interesting relationship with their detectives. Anyways, please stop eating. Let's wait on talking, actually.
Present. Your attorney's badge. Huh.
What? That normally gets a better reaction from you.
I'm tired of collecting your fingerprints. It's kind of lost its luster.
Yeah, but who knows? I'm pretty sure this dialogue's played before. Look at this orb!
Oh, you must need my forensic expertise. Just leave it to me.
Oh, actually, I was wondering if you see anything strange about this.
Oh.
Why isn't she saying anything?
Oh. Oh.
Say something. We better get Emma's okay before we start snooping around. The incident. Emma, have you determined the cause of death?
Blood loss from a stab wound. A single stab in the back was enough to cause the victim to bleed to death. The estimated time of death is 3 p.m., which is when Dirk came into the scene.
Stabbed from behind. Cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is approximately 3 p.m. Any suspects besides Dirk?
No, he, Maya, and the minister were the only ones here.
What if it was Maya?
And Maya had been tied up until she was freed by the Queen's Royal Guard.
Could someone have been hiding somewhere in here?
Not likely. I was told this tomb was searched from top to bottom right after the murder. And during that time, the Royal Guard set up a perimeter to prevent anyone from escaping. In other words, the crime scene was completely sealed off. It would appear so.
Well, that's a problem. No way for a third party to escape without being spotted, so... Great! It's another one of those convoluted lockroom mysteries. Well, the victim! About the victim, Minister Inga. He was the kingdom's Minister of Justice, correct?
Yes. Inga Karkul Kurine was the second most powerful figure in Kurine. Plus, he was married to the Queen.
Seems strange that someone of his status would abduct someone.
Apparently, he'd only told a few of his most loyal subordinates about his plan. That way, there was little chance of the police or even the Queen finding out.
What was Inga hoping to gain by getting his hands on the orb?
That I don't know, but I'm working on it.
Wonder if it really was for what politician Wimperson said. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. What do they want with that relic for anyway? It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secret. A great power that is said to be bestowed on whoever solves the orb's secret. In Krine, only those who can channel spirits are said to be fit to rule. Was that why Inga wanted such power? Did he want to be king?
Ugh.
So this is the tomb of the previous queen.
Yes, Queen Amara was laid to rest here. She lost her life in an arsonist blaze. What a tragic end. I heard this tomb sits on the actual site of her residence before it was burned down. They built it on the same spot so her soul could rest in peace.
So this is where the fire happened, huh? Weird.
Why do you think Mr. Inga was holding Miss Faye captive here? It's the perfect spot if you think about it. It's close to his private quarters, which made it easy to keep an eye on his prisoner. And the courtyard is only open to the royal family, so he had little fear of prying eyes. Plus, the tomb is normally locked, and only the royal family is allowed access. So that's why he picked this place.
How long had Miss Faye been held captive?
About 6 days.
Really? That long?
It appears that she was severely weakened by her prolonged confinement. She passed out as soon as she was freed, and is now on an IV drip at the hospital. She's been asleep ever since. Poor Miss Faye. I hope she gets better soon.
Emma, do you mind if we start looking around?
Sure, I've already got the okay. Knock yourselves out. Oh, and here.
Ah, a blueprint.
It's a diagram of the police drew of the tomb.
There's already something that catches my interest. Why is one of these things at the top row broken?
I thought I'd give you a copy to help your investigation along.
Thank you. Diagram of the crime scene. Amara's sarcophagus is in the very center of the room. Let's get to it.
Oh, and let me know if you need my forensic expertise. Don't you dare keep all the fun to yourselves, you hear?
You don't need to worry about that. Besides, I'd hardly classify this as fun. Well, let's get to it. Let's take a look around. Well, there's where the body is. There. We'll wait for the... What is happening here?
Wow, it's covered in blood.
The blood splatter this large, it must have gone all over the killer, too. Come to think of it... Yeah. There was blood on Dirk's clothes.
The circumstantial evidence points to Dirk being the killer.
That's what I'd conclude if I were a cop, too.
Everything's always so bleak for me.
It wouldn't be fun if it was an easy trial. Let's open it. Sarcophagus is surrounded by a curtain. I bet someone could have hidden behind it.
True, but that's one of the many places the Royal Guard checked after storming in. Wow, they were really thorough. Yes, well, apparently one of their members loves mystery novels. He peered into every nook and cranny with an almost frightening amount of gusto. And when he was done, he said, "Very interesting. It's like one of those locked room mysteries."
Sounds like he's in the wrong line of work. I agree. Get that man a new job. Here's where Miss Faye was being held. Miss Faye was apparently tied to this chair. Let's take a closer look. Rope. There's some... Wait a minute. We should try to cover every angle possible here, too. Hang on. I see something of note immediately. There's something behind that chair.
I bet you didn't know, but I happen to be a bit of an escape artist myself. Trucy showed me how to do a rope escape trick.
Uh-huh. And why would you bother learning something like that?
Because we're always getting into trouble when working cases with Mr. Wright. So I thought it might come in handy someday.
Well, I guess you're right about that. Miss Faye could have definitely used that knowledge.
That's right. So now you just sit right here and we'll get started.
What in the world gave you the idea I wanted to learn? Yeah, there's blood. Look, there's a blood stain on one of the chair legs. Why?
Really? Hey, you're right. I completely missed that.
Let's move the chair so we can check under it. Why was there blood here? Huh. There's more blood under the chair leg.
I wonder what it's doing there. I have some luminol here. Why don't you do testing around it?
Alright. Look. Oh, it trails. It goes to the coffin. I think unironically we need to open that coffin. The bloodstain leads all the way to the sarcophagus. Unironically, I think we need to open that. Emma, is this Mr. Inga's blood?
Hold on 1 second. Huh? That's strange. I didn't get a match.
So then, whose blood is it?
Dirk and Miss Faye weren't wounded as far as we know.
And the blood's been wiped up by someone for some reason. Yeah, that's strange too. So there's strange blood. Got it. That's great. Poor Miss Faye. She must have been tied up to this chair.
I can just imagine how much her backside must have hurt after sitting there for so long.
It would have been torture for you, I bet. I mean, you don't know how to sit still.
If by that you mean I like to stay active, then I have to agree with you.
I can't sit still either. I keep switching my position too often. And there's a bloodstain on the floor.
It's already been mostly wiped up, but the stain leads all the way to the sarcophagus.
I wonder whose blood it is. Alright, I think we've probably got everything here. Yeah. Here's the door. Someone could have hid behind these curtains.
Here, I'll go give it a try. Well, can you tell I'm hiding here?
No, I can't tell at all. That's it. That's the perfect hiding place.
Good, Paul. We solved the case. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the royal guard searched the tomb high and low right after they stormed in, and they said no one was in here besides Mr. Inga, Dirk, and Miss Faye.
Well, back to the drawing board.
My brilliant deduction destroyed in 3 sentences.
Poor Athena. I guess this is where Inga collapsed when he died. Gotta take a closer look. Okay, there's 3 interesting items here. There is a cell phone, a gun, and a knife. So, this is the murder weapon. Emma, did you find any prints on it?
Yep, they were super clear. They belonged to one Dirk Satamati.
That's not good. Are there any others?
There was one more print from another individual, but it was too smudged to identify. It's probably no print from someone else who had a hand of the knife.
Oh. Another piece of unhelpful info to add to the ever-growing pile. He had a gun. So the minister was armed, huh? Funny looking pistol, too.
That's a 4-shot pistol. He had it for self-defense, apparently. But it won't be firing anything anytime soon.
Huh? Is it broke?
He's carrying around a broken gun for He was carrying a broken gun around for show?
Weird.
No, we recovered a bullet here. Which means the gun probably broke as the minister fired its last round. Thing is, the gun's chambers are all empty. Yet that one bullet is the only bullet we could find.
Okay. So 4 bullets had to have been fired, is what it sounds like. But only 1 exists. So the question becomes, where did the other 3 go? That is strange. Where'd the other 3 go?
Maybe Dirk ate them?
We can ask the next time we see him. Just be ready for his predictably shocking answer. Thank you, Athena. He had a cell phone. I wonder if this is Inga's cell phone. Emma, call it.
It should be. His fingerprints were all over it.
Do you know if he talked with anyone recently?
There were a few calls logged between him and his underlings. They're all members of the secret police who were directly under the Minister's control. You mean like spies?
I don't think that's quite it. There's some blood here. That's not a lot of blood. Well, I don't know. They've already taken the body away. It's kind of sad how familiar I've become with body outlines.
I have a photo of the body if you're interested. He was stabbed right in the back. Poor guy was practically skewered.
Hmm. Huh. I don't know. The bloodstains don't make sense. Hang on. What's he wearing on his arms?
Those are the cuffs of justice. Seems to be a tradition here for the Minister of Justice to wear those forearm cuffs.
They look like they're made of a thick fabric, so I guess they aren't for protection.
Neither for keeping his sleeves out of the way when handling documents.
Yeah, that's probably their original purpose. But over the years, the reason for wearing them was probably forgotten. So now they're just one of many traditional things that people do without knowing why.
Oh, I get it. I like the way you roll up your sleeves, huh?
Or your psychology if we're going there.
I happen to know why I started Thank You Very Much.
The blood doesn't make sense. Look, so... Why is this shaped weird? The way this blood is shaped is nonsensical. Because it's clean in the middle. And yet the other two sides, was there something here? Huh. I doubt that a stab wound from the back, like no matter how deadly a stab wound would be, I don't imagine that it would cause this kind of stain. But maybe I'm wrong. Holy Mother! Looks like the Holy Mother was painted here to watch over Amara's sarcophagus.
So it's like this tomb is protected by the Founder? That must be so reassuring to those she left behind.
Only one problem. She didn't paint the eyes she needed to do. Who said watching?
Come to think of it, she doesn't have a mouth to smile down on the tomb with either. It's actually kind of creepy. I wonder if being watched over by something like that gives the Queen nightmares.
Hey, keep that up and the Founder just might come over and watch over you too. There's a painting up there, but I can't see it very well from here. What are these statues? It's like a small army of monks, all neatly lined up. It looks like they're facing the sarcophagus in prayer.
If you look carefully, each one has a slightly different expression.
I wonder if they use real people as models.
Some are frowning, some are smiling. Oh, there's one that looks like he's trying his hardest not to burst out laughing.
Really? Wonder why.
Maybe it's like those times when things are so intense you can't help but laugh. You know, like at funerals and stuff.
They went through all the trouble depicting that? Talk about going overboard. Sarcophagi. So this is Amara's sarcophagus. Let's take a closer look. Open that thing up.
Hey, these curtains open, Apollo.
Oh, what? Wait, what? There's a key. That's one big sarcophagus.
They say the mummy of Amara, the former queen, rests inside.
A mummy, huh? Rats, it's locked.
Hey, don't touch that!
You mean we can't search inside?
Not a chance. Besides, it's not something anyone try opening anyway.
What if the real killer's hiding inside?
Hey, anyone in there? Don't do that. You're going to get us cursed.
Emma?
Cursed? The Queen likely bears a grudge toward the living after such a violent, painful death. So no one dares touches the sarcophagus for fear of incurring her wrath.
Aren't you a science lady?
Oh no, Paula, what am I going to do?
Don't look at me.
In any case, the sarcophagus is temperature controlled. It's kept really cold to preserve the mummy. So even if someone did decide to hide inside it, they would eventually freeze to death.
I see. Still, if they bundled up, I bet a person could hide in there for a little while. That seems important. Very important, in fact. More monks! Look, one of the statues is broken.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to see from here.
Let's check it out when we get a little closer. Not that button. What's this? A baby on a lotus blossom? That's one strange painting.
Apparently, that's part of a mural depicting the life and times of Queen Amara. You know, like a storyboard or something.
So that baby's supposed to be Amara?
This one depicts Amara preaching to the faithful.
It's hard to put into words, but I've never seen anything like it. Even the dogs listen! Let's see, the next one is... Is that... Dirk? Why does he have horns?
My best guess is... it depicts the first time Amara and Dirk met.
So he's supposed to be like some kind of demon who's seducing her?
Well, he was successful since they got married after that.
Bruh. The mural continues on the opposite wall. Oh, hang on.
Is this supposed to be Amara channeling a spirit?
Looks like the spirit of some country's sultan or something. And she seems to be conveying something to her his retainers.
She's on fire.
This must be Amara's assassination as allegedly carried out by Dirk. It really made him look evil.
This is the weirdest one of all.
Is that supposed to be Dirk facing his punishment in the afterlife? Anyway. I guess that's the last one. Huh. Well, ain't that pleasant.
I guess we're supposed to see this as a happy ending.
Yeah, except nobody came out of this story happy. Happy. What? Where? Let's take a look at the stat. You know what? Nah. This is the grape juice Inga was drinking. He was probably nervous before his meeting with Dirk.
So he drank grape juice? I'm not seeing the logic here.
Miss Wright told me all about it when he was hospitalized a few years ago. He said grape juice has something in it that helps you relax.
Really? Are you sure he was talking about regular, plain old grape juice? Because it sounds like he was talking about the fermented variety.
No, he couldn't have meant that. I mean, we're talking about a medical facility. They wouldn't have allowed something like that in.
Right. Let's just leave it at that.
Do you remember the hospital that Wright was staying at? It was the one with the weird doctor. Can I take a look at that, like, table? Doesn't look like I can. Alright then, in that case, let's look at this. One of the statues is broken. Let's take a closer look. Well, there's a bullet. Oh, wait. First, I want to look at these. It's a Magatama, I think. Did it come from the broken statue?
Look, Apollo, there's another one.
But the other statues only have one. Hey, you're right. Maybe the statue was special or something. Strange. This thing's more splintered than a statue now.
The bullet from the victim's gun did a real number on it. seems like something you'd get cursed for, you know?
In Mr. Inga's case, I'd say getting your ticket punched is curse enough.
Yeah, but don't curses extend to the afterlife?
You need to stop talking about what Nayu just says so seriously.
I'm perfectly capable of thinking for myself.
Sure you are. Well, here's one of the bullets. Look, there's a bullet here.
It's from the pistol the victim was carrying. My guess is he tried to shoot at his attacker, but missed, and the bullet ended up here. We've already determined the rifling marks to be a match to his gun. Rifling marks? Aren't those... Oh, shall I explain it? The science behind it is absolutely fascinating.
No, we're good.
Lawyers. Think they're so smart.
You do realize we can hear you. There's one more thing of interest here. This weird glow. Oh, there's something shiny down there. It's a pendant. A bloodied pink butterfly.
There's blood on it. I wonder who it belongs to. All we know is it's not the victim's. No one in the royal family recognized it.
Emma, did you list any fingerprints from it?
I did, but I wasn't able to get a clean one.
That's too bad.
But the blood turned out to be the victim's.
That means it must have fallen here in the course of the murder. It might be Dirk's. I should ask him about it later. A pendant adorned with pink barfly. The fingerprint has yet to be analyzed, but the blood definitely belongs to Inga. Well, I think we've got about as much as we got there. Am I missing something? What am I missing? Ah, these. What is this? It's full of ash. They must burn incense in here.
So I was wondering, Apollo, did the ash come from the incense sticks that were burned in this? Or do people put their incense in after there was already ash in here to hold them?
Don't be silly, Athena. The answer's simple. The ash is the product of prayers from the countless visitors who came here. It's not chicken or egg, or the eggs kind of situation.
Oh, that's an interesting take on it. It's so much more poetic than mine.
I don't know if it's supposed to be poetic, but thank you. Well, it's full of ash. My guess would be this is an incense burner.
Hey, look, Apollo. There's something in the ashes.
Let's see what it is. Eh? Pendant. Is that a gemstone? Wonder what it's doing here.
I've got this one covered, Apollo. Would you like to hear my brilliant theory?
Well, I guess it wouldn't do any harm.
You know how people make wishes by throwing coins into a fountain, right?
Well, you know, on second thought, I'm good.
What? You sure you don't need to hear my theory? I was just about to get to the good part.
Let's just ask Emma. That'll be much quicker. Excuse me, Emma, what's this gemstone doing here?
Oh, that.
Oh!
It's not a gem, it's a button. Albeit a very expensive one from the victim's jacket. Must have fallen off and gotten in there somehow.
Isn't that weird? See, every puzzle has an answer, Athena.
Well, I think my idea was pretty good. Wait, what's with the soot? See here, on the gemstone.
Soot? Hey, you're right. Caked in soot. Why is it in soot? Should just be ash. Well, that's all we're gonna get here. I think we've covered just about everything. Maybe we should go over what we've learned so far.
For starters, we're dealing with a locked room murder.
Yes?
But instead of the tomb being locked, it was being cordoned off by the royal guard. And after the murder, no one was found to be hiding inside.
Right. In addition, we also know that Dirk's fingerprints were all over the murder weapon.
The curtain around on the sarcophagus was drenched in the victim's blood on one side. The blood must have also gone on the killer when they stabbed the minister from behind.
Dirk had blood on him when the crime was first discovered. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember what happened. Yeah, this is bad. Bad. This is not good.
So, what we know so far is things couldn't be worse for our case, and that's still an understatement somehow.
Yeah, it's looking pretty grim.
Oh, if you two are done here, I'll have to ask you to leave. Go on, scoot.
Something wrong, Emma? Why are you trying to give us the boot?
It's just easier if you're not here when his ephemeral holiness arrives.
Oh, hi! Speak of the devil.
Prosecutor Samari. Detective Sky, it seems you've spoken at length with these two lawyers. I do hope you've also kept an eye on them. Yes, of course, like a hawk. They didn't touch a single thing. Give a lawyer an inch, and they'll take a mile. Never forget that.
There's that look of distrust again. Hey, Nayuda. Do you really believe that Dirk's guilty? And are you seriously going to prosecute this case? I mean, he's your father. You were once part of the Defiant Dragons, weren't you? Answer me! Hey, Nayuda, wait! I said wait! Come on, Athena, after him.
Huh? Oh, right behind you.
Get back here, damn it! Nayuda! Nayuda, would you stop already?
What do you want?
It's about Dirk. Would you please hear me out?
I fail to see why I should. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hold it! Nayuda! Are you afraid of what I have to say? If not, then there's no harm in listening, right?
Very well. Speak. But make it quick. There's much I must do.
Why does everything have to be so difficult with you? Finally, I can show you my badge!
Why is that badge before me?
Remember how we used to talk about what we wanted to be back when we were kids? I wanted to be a lawyer, and you, a prosecutor. You said you wanted to prosecute bad guys to make sure they got punished.
Yes, passing judgment upon evil. That is my calling. And that is why I have taken this case.
Are you saying Dirk is evil?
He who goes against what is righteous and holy, I shall reap his soul with all my power, whoever he may be. For that is my role.
I'll just have to defend his soul with all my power, Nayuda. Look at his orb!
The putrid-minded lawyer seeks information from me.
Come on, throw me a bone here.
I think not.
Aren't we stingy? Just look at my past real dad.
Alas, another soul has departed this world. Now must be guided to the Twilight Realm.
You would even hold last rites for a kidnapper like Mr. Inga?
Criminals, too, must be given funerary rites. Deny that, and their soul will return malevolent, bringing woe upon the living. That is why all who pass on must receive a proper requiem.
Makes sense, I mean. Makes sense. I mean, if I were murdered, I'd probably be pretty keen on revenge, too. Stop calling me putrid, damn it. You're putrid! Look at his butterfly. Look at his gemstone. Do you have any new dialogue for me in the area I'm looking at? Nope. Just had to make sure. Alright, Nayuda, let's talk. Prosecuting Dirk. So, I know you'll be prosecuting Dirk's case, but aren't there any other prosecutors in this country? There is Edgeworth right now. Why does it have to be you?
Her Eminence, Queen Garan, personally requested that I serve as prosecutor.
She did? That would make it hard to say no.
Her Eminence thinks highly of my prosecutorial skills.
Still, she didn't have to ask you to handle a case against your own father. Be honest, you really don't want to do this, do you?
Ah, you speak of love and sentiment.
I guess so.
I do not deny such human emotions. But the law is the law, and placing personal feelings above it is beyond reprieve. Do you disagree?
Well, no, I don't disagree, but
Civilizations only exist due to the confines of the law. Without them, love and sentiment would lack the fertile soil they need to flourish. Do you disagree?
no, but
The law must be obeyed. This truth sits above all else, including personal feelings. Therefore, whether or not I am the son of the accused is of no consequence. It is that simple. Or would you say otherwise?
but
Come on, Apollo, tell him how wrong he is.
but don't you
Wish it wasn't that way?
Nayuta?
It appears I've wasted my breath on you.
And the winner is Prosecutor Samari.
Still spewing empty words devoid of meaning or consequence, I see. You putrid red pepper.
Ah!
I know I'm right. But did he have to be so eloquent about his point?
It's like he's trying to cover something up with his pretty words.
Apollo, I'd cut back on the debates with him if I were you. Just stick to questions, like the one you wanted to ask.
Nayuta, I wanted to ask you about that hostage situation. Inga said that he had someone dear to Dirk in the palm of his hand. And he was using that person along with his hostage as leverage in obtaining the orb.
That's news to me.
Well, that's what Inga said. You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye.
My fate, my only, how should I say, insurance, you know, Dirk?
What?
I've got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, see? Now that one, well, you can imagine what kind of things I could do, right?
If I had to take a guess, my best guess would be Rafa. That's the only person I can think of.
Glad you're seeing things my way.
I got the impression Dirk had no choice but to follow Inga's demands after he heard that. So who do you suppose this special person is?
I want to know.
I knew it! Nayuta!
My bracelet's reacting.
Hey, Nayuta, about what you just said. No! Ow, ow, ow. My bracelet's crushing my wrist! God, it really hurts! What the heck's going on?
I'm wise to your tricks, you putrid pepper. That bracelet reacts to the anxieties of the people around you by squeezing your wrist. But now that I know how it works, I can make it tighten around your wrist at any time I wish. Consider this a warning.
Ugh. I don't know how he did it, but this renders my bracelet useless.
Such devilry is powerless in the face of the Holy Mother's blessings. Looks like your special power won't work against Prosecutor Samadhi, Apollo. We'll have to try something else.
You're right. We'll just have to ask Dirk about this.
It appears you intend to go through with a try you have no hope of winning. Grow up, Mr. Justice. We are no longer children, you and I.
I'm not the one who needs to grow up, Nayuta. In case you didn't hear, I won my last case against none other than Mr. Wright.
You tell him, Apollo.
Is he mad? I can never tell with him.
This trial is different. Your foolishness will only earn you a death sentence for aiding and abetting a criminal. And those who die as criminals are doomed to be reborn in the next life as something lower than a bug or a vegetable. You'd be lucky to return to this realm as a patch of mold.
Mold? That's pretty harsh.
If you wish to avert such a fate, abandon this folly before it is too late.
I don't care if I end up as a dollop of blue cheese dressing in my next life. I'm going to defend Dirk in court.
You fool. Know this. I intend to prosecute the accused with all my might, no matter what you say or do. Consider yourself forewarned. Now, if you excuse me. Prosecutor Samani knows his father will be publicly executed if he's found guilty. Yet he won't show even an ounce of mercy.
Nayuta, is this the real you? Have you really changed? Do you really plan on sending Dirk to his death? Do you even hear me? Don't Dirk and I matter to you anymore? So we're still continuing with the investigation, I think, right? Phoenix and Edgeworth. But it's still investigation. Let's continue. May 18th. Temple. Maya passed out right after we found her in the tomb.
I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open.
She's been out cold ever since. We haven't been able to get a word out of her. The doctor says it's been just exhaustion, but I can't but worry. Hey! What is it, Wright? Are you alright? Yeah, just thinking is all. I'm glad you're here, Edgeworth. We wouldn't have gotten the permission we have without you. Well, I didn't come all the way to Khura'in to be useless. Speaking of the investigation, I received a few things from Detective Sky. These should prove to be useful to us as well. Inga's autopsy report, tomb diagram, tomb crime photo. I can't thank you enough, Edgeworth. Honestly, I'd have been so lost without him in these past few days. You there, the bobbed-head lawyer Phoenix Wright. Huh? Oh, what? Hi. You're from the Grand Royal Guard, right? I am Lucky, Royal Guard member and Her Eminence's shoulder rubber! That's very specific. And what does the Royal shoulder rubber want with me? Wait, come to think of it, my shoulders are a bit stiff. Don't be absurd! I am here for one purpose only! I am here to bring you before Her Eminence! Queen Garan, Grand Priestess of Khura'in! Will you comply? The Queen? What could she want with me? Why does he have to shout like that? I can't fathom why Queen Garan would summon you, but I advise you accept Her Eminence's gracious invitation. Royal shoulder rubber lackey, was it? May I join Mr. Wright in his audience with the Queen? The name's Lackey! L-A-H apostrophe K-E-E-N! All praise the omnipotent Queen Garan! For she has already foreseen and approved your request, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. You are about to come with me! You mean to say Queen Garan sees our every move? Yes, indeed! Her Eminence's spiritual power is immense! She can even see what's going on thousands of miles away! Wasn't this interesting, Edgeworth? Right? I fear I'll lose my hearing next if we don't hurry. Yeah, me too. How old are you at this point, Edgeworth? 35. You do not look 35, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your hair color... Well, it's mostly your hair color. Why would the Queen herself summon me personally? What could she possibly be up to? I'm worried it's gonna be the orb, isn't it? Any ideas, Edgy? So you've been here all this time. I wondered where you had gone. Don't tell me you missed me, Edgeworth. As if. The courts have been so peaceful without you around. You make it sound like I'd leave legal devastation in my wake. Well, don't you? Damn it! Well, right, what do you intend to do now? I was thinking, I want to help Paul win this case. So why don't we try to gather whatever information we can? You're quite the considerate boss. Well, I kind of forced him to take care of the office in my absence, so it's the least I can do. I guess I make Gumshoe do something similar, don't I? I wonder if Gumshoe still exists in this universe, or has he just been, like, snapped out of existence at this point? There weren't any hotels available, so this is our home for tonight. I hate you. I suppose it will do. It's a bed to sleep in and a roof over our heads. Sorry to disappoint, but there aren't any beds here. We'll have to sleep on the floor next to a bunch of strangers. What? Tell me there's a shower at the very least. The kitchen sink works just fine, I hear. Of all that... Right, you will work to bring this case to a swift resolution. The sooner the better. Right, how can you stay here? There appears to be many temples in this area. Yeah, there are always a lot of monks and worshippers praying around here. And then there's tourists like us. It's unfortunate that we have more pressing matters to attend to. Then again, sightseeing with you, of all people, isn't exactly at the top of my list. As if you have the luxury to be so picky, Edgeworth. Your other option is Gumshoe or maybe Francisca. The water's so clear, it's like a window into the soul. I wouldn't stare too hard into it, right? Or you may find all your bluffs staring right back at you. No pool gazing in front of a client. Got it. Look at my badge. Still as I see. I guess borders mean little in the face of your incurable habit. Well, I heard you used to present evidence left and right during your investigations, too. That was a long time ago. Besides, who did you hear that from? Oh, I have my sources. Oh? Well, tell your source that I look forward to his next salary review. Damn it! Even when not mentioned by name, Gumshoe loses his salary. Gumshoe. It's ironic that the man tasked with upholding the law should end up breaking it. Well, it's not like we don't have our fair share of that back home. That is a thing of the past. The worst offenders have already been removed. Now you mention it, wasn't Gaspin Payne expelled from the prosecutor's office? Yes, he was a particularly troublesome individual. I was shocked to see him resurface here in Kurine, and with considerable sway, no less. I just hope he doesn't end up making a mess of things here as well. I assume it's gonna be, yep. Alright, wait. Can I go to the detention center? Right, where are we going? I want to explore, Edgeworth. Oh, the guard's asleep. Near thought he was stokely doing his duty. Impressive. This bell must be for summoning the guard. I bet one of your detectives would come running if you rang it. Let's find out, shall we? They're not seriously going to show up, are they? Gumshoe appears out of nowhere.
That's right. Long time no see.
What a beautiful place this is. But I'd be enjoying this a whole lot more if we were investigating a murder. Commoners aren't normally allowed to access to the royal residence, you know. Under ordinary circumstances, it would be impossible to take in such a spectacular view. Though murder is certainly a unique reason to be offered such a rare opportunity. Well, thank you, Edgeworth. What a gaudy building. Looks like something you'd appreciate, Edgeworth. For the record, Wright, I have absolutely no interest in such ostentatious things. That's the man who rides around in a red sports car wearing that really cravat thing. You leave my cravat out of this. It is my special cravat. I've had this since I was a child. The silver-turned urn spilled its water over the place. It was already knocked over when we got here earlier this afternoon, so we can rule out Athena at least. Right. What does it say about you if your first suspect is your own subordinate? I don't know, Edgeworth. I really don't, and I don't know if I want to know. Grand Palace, the heart of the kingdom's government and religion. Yes, the two are inseparably intertwined here in Kurain. The religious beliefs of its people touch every aspect of their lives, including legal affairs. Right, like how they commune with spirits in court. I suppose Kurainism is the glue that binds their faith, law, and politics together. It may seem strange to foreigners, I guess, but for them it's perfectly natural. I love that we just have the adventures of Phoenix and Edgeworth. Mars Tomb, the scene of Inga's murder. Poor Maya was held captive in there. I think she was actually being held here in Kurain. If only we had found out sooner. No point dwelling on that. All we can do is keep moving forward. Yes, of course. This place is decorated with all sorts of colorful flowers. And that view from the veranda looks like it would be amazing. If I had to guess, I'd say Rafa must live here. I love hearing how Phoenix has some differing opinions of Apollo's or some similar ones, like Athena being the one who knocked over the water urn. There are first footprints coming from this residence. Too bad they just kind of end. Wonder who made them and where they went. Just making sure. Alright. Edgy, let's move. Right, what should we be here? Apollo and Athena are already working this area. Edgeworth and I should try someplace else. I am just going to get the same dialogue here, aren't I? Alright, I know and to believe. 18th, Grand Palace, Audience Chambers. Oh dear. Hey, there's Rafa. And Garan.
Ah, the bobbed-head lawyer has arrived. We bid you welcome. And you as well, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth.
So, what do you want? Thank you. This place is still as magnificent as last time.
We have heard much about you, Barbed One. It seems your bluffs and tomfoolery tend to leave our court devastated in their wake.
Is that what people have been saying about me? Right. Where are your manners? Your Eminence, I am both humbled and delighted to be in your presence. Oh, Your Eminence, glad to be here. Looks like you're doing well.
It is alright. There's no need to keep your head bowed all day.
Yes, Your Eminence. Hey, Rafa. Rafa's not looking too good. I guess even she can't just bounce back from her father's murder. So, what can I do for you, Your Eminence?
We wish to question you about something related to the case at hand.
Perfect, because I have a few questions of my own. Look at these guards! It's the Grand Royal Guard. The one who came for us earlier said they used the royal shoulder rubber. Excuse me, but are each of you charged with your own specific task? I'm the Royal Teaser! I'm the Royal Taster! I'm the Royal Bed Maker! I'm the Royal Fitness Trainer! Alright, I'm sorry I asked. At this rate, one has to wonder if there's no task left unassigned by Her Eminence. Throne. That's one swanky throne. I wouldn't mind taking a seat there myself. The jester and the crown, I imagine it'd make quite the interesting picture. You know, Edgeworth, I hate to say this, but you're absolutely right. So, screw you. Look at my badge. Please take a look at this.
That reminds us of when Dirk was still practicing law. So we see that lawyers in your country also present evidence, simply to gauge the other party's reaction when all else has failed. Do not presume to use such simplistic methods on us.
Sorry. I like how lawyers are all seen to be acting the exact same as how the player does. All lawyers in this universe are seen to act as the same way. Also, look at the picture of your dead husband. Inga's crime?
We fear we do not fully comprehend what has transpired. So is that we have summoned you here to further elucidate the situation. Is it true that our husband Inga has been seeking the Founder's Orb?
That's right. He wanted to trade a hostage for it. That's why he abducted Maya Fey.
Insolent fool!
Ah! Ow!
It is a lie. A lie, I say. Father would never have done such a thing.
But he did abduct Maya. That much is...
I will not stand here and listen to this nonsense. You'll pay for this. You...
Please, your benevolence!
That is quite enough, Rafa. We understand your feelings, but we fear he speaks the truth. For we believe we know why your father would do such a thing. Huh? We believe he was seeking the orb as a means of obtaining spiritual power. And with it, he intended to usurp the throne. Mother...
What do you mean, Your Eminence?
Inga was planning a coup, for he was dissatisfied with the current administration. And his secret police was the primary instrument of his treason.
The secret police? They came up during the High Priest murder trial, too. An elite force under the direct command of the Minister of Justice, in this case, Inga. The man who was hunting down rebels as Lady Kira was a member of that group.
Indeed, Inga turned out that once proud force into his own private army, and he intended on using them to launch a coup and assassinate us.
So Your Eminence had no control over them?
As much as it shames us to admit it, Khura'in is not the unified realm it would appear to be. We are truly sorry you have had to witness the dirty underbelly of this kingdom. How could Father... But know that Inga could not have become king simply through our assassination. For in Khura'in, only those who possess spiritual power may sit on the throne.
Really? That's a very odd thing, I guess, but I guess, I don't know. Then again, I guess that was the same for Maya. I see. That explains why Minister Inga was seeking the Founder's Orb.
Barbed One, do you recall the man known as Peace, Love, and Understanding?
What about him? He stole it and gave it to...
He too was involved in Inga's machinations. Inga had bought his loyalty, ordered the men to steal the orb, and covered up the theft.
Then he sent the orbs to the US for Dr. Buff to study. It's all coming together. Now it makes sense, though. Something else makes sense now that you've mentioned that, which is why did Inga appear during at the end of the first case? Like, he didn't exactly have to appear. He said he was curious, but it could have also been because technically speaking, we didn't just get one member of the secret police of Inga's arrested or found out. We got two of them found out, technically speaking. Dirk the criminal.
The capture of the infamous villain Dirk Saramati. It may prove to be the crowning achievement of our reign. Now perhaps the kingdom may return to the peace it once knew. Oh, what a joyous day.
Hail to Her Eminence, Queen Guron, Grand Princess of Khura'in! Her Eminence spiritual power invoked a blessing straight from the Holy Mother! I could see how her cronies would be elated at the prospect. The Queen herself seems almost giddy for someone whose husband was just murdered.
Father...
Rafe, on the other hand, doesn't appear to be taking it so well. About that incident that occurred 23 years ago. The one in which Dirk was accused of assassinating Queen Amara.
Yes, he set fire to her private residence, burning my dear sister alive.
Murder by arson.
Only a demon would be capable of such a heinous crime.
But that event also set the stage for you to become queen. What did you do before you were crowned queen, Your Eminence?
As part of our training to be queen, we served in many different governmental positions. The longest of which was as the previous Minister of Justice. It was in that position that we were able to support our elder sister, Queen Amara.
Interesting. That's her husband's position, or at least it was. And when you ascended to the throne, you passed the Defense Culpability Act. Why? Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. What prompted you to pass something like that, like the Defense Culpability Act, Your Eminence?
The assassination of our dear sister Amara. When the infamous villain Dirk Sodomati was apprehended, he announced that he would act as his own lawyer.
That's right. Dirk used to be a lawyer.
Dirk had been an extraordinarily talented lawyer and highly esteemed by the people. He falsified evidence in an attempt to win his own case.
I see.
But when the truth of his fabrications and the assassination of the Queen came to light, the people were devastated, and trust in the legal system plummeted.
Now, why does that sound so familiar? Yeah, we've dealt with our own case of that. Yeah, I wonder.
In Kurine, the Hall of Justice is a sacred space where victims receive their last rites. Should the people lose their faith in it, the kingdom would be shaken to its very core. That is why the Defense Culpability Act had to be passed. It was the only way to keep our legal system from tumbling into the abyss.
Madam, you didn't just send it tumbling, you sent it crashing! So that's how you sought to eliminate the use of perjury and phony evidence, huh? That law is what made lawyers go extinct in your kingdom. Now there's no one left to defend those who have been accused.
We see how you could take issue with such a reality. However, we have not banned the act of lawyering itself. Those who are confident that they can prove their client's innocence are always welcome to mount a vigorous defense, as you yourself has shown.
Well, I guess so, but without lawyers, there's the possibility of false charges being filed and prosecuted.
So long as our prosecutors continue to run nothing but perfect trials, there need be fear of such nefarious dealings. Do you disagree?
Like prosecutors and their perfect trials, huh? Let's not get started down this path. I don't want to hear it. I've been clean since the first game, damn it. I have been clean since the very first game in Phoenix. The only reason I was ever bad somewhat is because of freaking Von Karma. So don't you try and pin this on me, for God's sakes.
Furthermore, here in Kurine, we have the divination seance. And so it is, we no longer need lawyers, for the dead do not lie.
Well, in the short time I've been here, I've beaten back false charges twice. And have found that cases built upon the memories of the dead are less than perfect. So yes, I do take issue with the Defense Culpability Act, to say the least.
Such relentless rhetoric. Your reputation precedes you, Barbed One. It feels as if we ourselves are being cross-examined.
Oh no, that was my intention.
It is true that some feel that the Defense Culpability Act is a necessary evil at best. But it is a small sacrifice upon which the peace of our kingdom has been forged.
If you consider executing innocent lawyers a small sacrifice, then sure.
The fact is that following its passage, the crime rate here in Kurine dropped markedly. Therefore, we have no regrets concerning the enactment of the Defense Culpability Act.
Really? None at all? Right. Why don't we leave it at that? This isn't a court of law, after all.
Yeah. About the Founder's Orb that was to be exchanged for the hostage. It went missing after the murder. Would you happen to know anything about that?
It's missing? I'm sure Dirk had it when he went to the tomb. If it wasn't there, I have no idea where it could be, Your Eminence.
In that case, perhaps Dirk has hidden it somewhere else.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. It's with Apollo.
Incidentally, there's the matter of that horned youth you were with.
Oh, you must mean Apollo.
From his odd hairstyle, we maybe assumed him to be a relative. It's your younger brother.
No, you got it all wrong. He's Dirk's son. Well, more like foster son. They're not actually related by blood.
Dirk's...
Royal Guard. Your Eminence! What's she whispering in one guy's ear?
Thank you for your time. Two of you may go now.
Yes, Your Eminence. We'll be on our way. Okay, now what? Apollo and Athena have the murder scene investigation covered, so... Maybe we should go speak with the locals over at the bazaar. They're gonna try and arrest Apollo at this rate. May 18th, Kurain Bazaar. What? Was that a line? Oh, that got me by surprise too when I first heard it. It's the cry of a local bird known as the warbird. A bird? That sounds like that. It sounds more like a beast than a bird, if you ask me. It's a form of mimicry. You know, to help protect them against predators and stuff. Yes, well, can't say I've heard one quite like that before. Oh, it's more than unusual. It's endangered. It's extremely rare to encounter one in the wild these days. If it's so rare, then what's one doing out here in the middle of the bazaar? You got me. Maybe it's got something to do with it being their national bird. Ah! What? Was that a gunshot? Oh God. Sorry, PW. Damn it, Dots. What was that, Dots? Damn it.
The Fire Dragon's newest weapon. I call these puppies Dragon Snot Snaps.
Uh-huh. And you need those, why?
Because our hard work is starting to pay off. Thanks to our TV signal hijacking stuff, more and more people are joining our cause. But on account of that, the regime's been cracking down on us real tough like.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on lately.
You could say that again. I mean, what with the high priest fake murder/suicide? People are calling it the DCA tragedy. It's causing a real public uproar.
Hopefully this means Tarrus's death won't be in vain after all. So, how exactly is a handful of firecrackers going to be helpful to you guys?
Simple. First, it's blind to our fellow rebels. Then we use them as a diversion when we need to shake around goons.
Huh?
Like this!
Ah! Whoa! Will you cut that out? I'm not with the regime, and I'm not chasing you.
Your reaction. That was priceless, BW. I guess let's throw that warbot too.
It's a miracle no one's trying to arrest him while he's too busy laughing. You there. Oh, hey!
You there. You are one of those insurgents, are you not?
Guys! Take that! Bye! Well, it worked. I gotta give him credit. And he's gone. Those firecrackers are more useful than I thought.
Barbed head!
Your benevolence. What can I do for you?
I wanted to speak with you.
Yes?
About what my mother said.
Yes?
I do not believe a word of it. My father could not have been planning a coup.
Well, I can understand why you'd feel like that, but...
It was a setup. Someone must have been plotting against him.
And how do you know that?
I just do. Because the Holy Mark guides me. And as a royal priestess, I must uncover the truth for all to see.
Maybe this is just how Rafa expresses her sense of duty.
You're investigating this matter, are you not? Then rejoice, for I shall accompany you, and bestow upon you the royal priestess' wisdom.
That's the best news I've heard all day, Your Benevolence. No one would dare get in our way with Rafa by our side. We humbly accept your offer, don't we, Edgeworth? As you wish, Wright.
Excellent. Then let us begin with my father's private quarters. We should be able to find some clues there. I shall expose this false charge for what it is, and if it is the last thing I do.
Could it be? Is the reason she's so defensive about Inga because she's a daddy's girl?
Darthead, let us not waste any more time. My father's private quarters are located within the royal residence. Now follow me.
Wait! She's sure in a hurry. Right, the Minister's private quarters may hold evidence related to his murder as well. Yeah, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. Rafa's awfully fired up. Just hope she'll be ready for the truth we find. After all, it's hard to believe that Inga was not in full control of the whole affair. Look! Can we at least look at the place first? I want to see the wallbat thing again. I never thought the day would come when we'd be investigating a case side by side. Oh? Because I never thought the day would come when you'd get sentimental on me. Come on, Wright. Time's a wasting. Wait, exactly which one of us was wasting time here? Oh, come on! Jeep. I guess we're going to the royal residence. May 18th. Grand Palace. Royal residence. Now, if we can figure out which of these buildings houses Inga's private quarters, that's where we'll find Rafa. I mean, it's obvious, it's right here. Now that's what I call an extravagant exterior. Is this where Inga's private quarters are? Watch your step, Wright. That urn's been knocked over, spilling water everywhere. Yeah, the ground's soaked. I wonder who did this. What? I think someone's in there. Oh. Is that Princess Rafa?
There's still so many things I wish to tell you.
She always puts on such a brave face. Been hearing her cry all alone. I can't help but think of Trucy. Princess Rafa? Are you in there?
Just a moment. I'll be right out.
You alright?
I see you are finally here. Well, let's commence our investigation, shall we?
Your benevolence. Maybe you should rest for a minute first.
You were eavesdropping on me, weren't you?
No. I mean, yes. Sorry. I couldn't help overhearing.
Ugh,
It wasn't like I was spying on you or anything.
you stupid bobhead! Ow! Ah!
You could have feigned ignorance. It's as if your brain-to-mouth filter shuts off the moment you step out of the courtroom. Ugh, I'm not that bad, Edgeworth.
Anyway, what took you so long? I thought you would never get here. You have a lot of nerve keeping the crown princess waiting.
Oh, sorry?
This was my father's residence. I have already unlocked it, so you can go right in. Oh, and be careful. Some dingbat dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over there.
A dingbat dog?
That's right. The yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth.
I wonder how it got in this area. Do you know what it looked like?
I have better things to do than memorize what some stray dog looks like. Anyway, it is not worth talking about. Let's search my father's room, shall we?
I really hope she's alright. Right? What are you looking at me for? Just go inside. Oh, God! If you're wondering what why I'm yelling, the freaking hairspray! It's labels! Ugh. What a mess. You can definitely tell a guy used to live in this room. I guess Inga and I had at least that much in common.
Bah, this stuff keeps getting in the way. Nena. Oh.
Huh? Where's Nena? Normally Nena just comes running through. Whee! She comes running whenever Rafa calls. Huh.
That's right. Nena's...
Nena's what?
Oh well. You, barbed head. Come, hold the staff for me.
Why me?
Just take it. It's too heavy, and I'm tired of holding it.
How does Nena put up with this day in and day out? I'll just set it over here for now. Look at my badge.
Remove that vile badge from my sight. If you insist on tormenting me, I will take matters into my own hands.
Hey, don't bite it.
It's much harder than I thought.
What did you think it's made of? Chocolate? Well, now I'm hungry. Your benevolence, I wanted to ask you about this.
Nina? Nina, where are you?
I thought you said she wasn't around.
Oh, yes. Of course. Well, you're sadly mistaken if you think questioning Nina will clear things up.
But I'm trying to question you, not Nana. Madam, I'm trying to ask you a question, not your grandma. Maybe I shouldn't have showed this to... Yeah, uh-oh. Wait, can I take this back? Oops. Your benevolence. Oops. Sorry. Didn't mean to hurt. Whoops.
I am the royal priestess, and as such, I will experience my father's death tomorrow. So hand it over. Foe of a corpse will not phase.
Your benevolence! Right, you fool! Put the pitch away! You idiot! Are you insane, Wright? You don't just show a kid a photo of their dead father! Do you really? I don't care how much you want to... God, Wright! Now I'm really worried about tomorrow. Right, what the hell? What is wrong with you? Anyways, this freaking hairspray. What's this? Je suis le belle? Never thought I'd see this brand again. It appears to be a sample of some sort of hair spray on hair color. Color, jet black. Wonder if Inga was going gray. Here, Edgeworth, you can use it. I like my natural hair color just fine, thank you very much. It looks good on me. Yeah, admit it. I mean, I guess it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty nice on you. His desk is crammed full of documents. There appear to be paperwork from executions. But for this many cases? Indeed. Something is rotten in the kingdom of Kurine. This one dates back to 5 years ago. Something tells me he simply kept putting them off because he hated doing paperwork. Well, there are footsteps headed outside. There's some muddy shoe prints here. Come to think of it. Wait, no, they're inside. There was some spilled water by the entrance. Somebody must have stepped in it before coming in here. They're already dry. That means they're at least several hours old.
Then someone must have been in here today in the early afternoon. For our servants clean this room each day. Here in Kurine, we have a saying, leave not today's untidiness to the morrow.
Mine is, why clean up today when... Hey, well, you can leave for tomorrow. And that's why the office is never going to be fixed, is it? This is most likely a special ink pad for the Justice Minister's stamp. His insignia is carved big and bold right on the lid. Talk about overkill. Did he really have to mark everything he owned? No, okay, well... I'll get to the biggest problem here. There are drinks up there. That's one luxurious and comfy looking bed. I've slept on nothing but hard floors since coming to Kurine. Can't wait to sleep in a nice soft bed again.
Then take it. It's yours if you wish. We'll have to clean this room out anyway, now that my father's gone.
But don't you want to keep these things as a memento of your father? Besides, I don't need his spirit haunting me late at night.
Do you suppose if I slept on it, I could see my father once more? Rafa.
I honestly don't even know how to answer that. Yeah, I don't know how I would answer that one either. That's a... Ooh. Ooh. Well, we're about to get into big things of intrigue here. Wow, that's one gaudy sculpture.
My father sculpted it himself from a block of solid gold.
Why does it not surprise me that he was also a narcissist? It's pretty detailed. He even included that personal stamp of his. Hey, the stamp's a little loose. What the... what? Look, there's a secret safe inside.
Oh my! To think such a thing was here all this time.
Rats. Looks like we'll need the combination to get in. We can't open this without the combination, but I doubt Princess Rafer would know it. Well, if we can't open it, we can't open it. For now, let's continue with our investigation and come back to this dilemma later. This notepad must have belonged to Inga. Let's see. What? That's strange. Inga's note. Nana, purple hat, glasses, diamond shaped tattoo on forehead, dark long hair, eye patch, blue clothes. Phoenix Wright, spiky hair, blue clothes, pink necktie. I'm sorry? What? This is just a description of people. What? These appear to be notes detailing people's most prominent characteristics. Hey, there's even some stuff about me in here. Why would he bother doing this?
I'm afraid even I can't answer that.
Whatever the reason, it's giving me a case of the heebie-jeebies. It's as though he was taking down descriptions of people over the phone. That's what it reminds me of, anyway.
What a brilliant deduction! One fitting of a chief prosecutor such as yourself. I commend you.
That's high praise coming from you, your benevolence. Edgeworth's right. They do look like dictation notes, but... I don't know. I mean, why bother describing Nana, who he must have seen every day? That is very strange. Other biggest thing of note are drugs. It's a syringe and a vial.
Those were from my father's back pain. He said it really helped when the pain was particularly unbearable.
It was that bad, huh? He must have been injecting some sort of painkiller directly into his back then.
Yes, my father said his back pain could knock him off his feet.
I know the feeling. I've experienced some severe back pain of my own.
Well, we can't have you throwing your back out in court, so why don't you take a vial?
Oh, no thanks. I hear your body builds up a tolerance to that sort of thing. Wow, you care about me? Wait, look at the bottom dialogue. Painkiller shots ninja'd into pocket. What do you mean ninja'd? The medication Inga used for his back pain said to make the pain disappear. Ninja'd. Yoink.
I thought you didn't want them.
I'm going straight to a chiropractor as soon as I get home. Before I check that, I want to actually start presenting some... wait, there's only 2 new things.
My father's back used to cause him considerable pain. I would give him massages from time to time. He seemed to truly enjoy them.
And Piggy was a dutiful daughter type.
But never again. Will I?
Your benevolence, I could stand in for your father if you'd like. My back! I think you broke something!
That's what I call the royal treatment. These are notes my father took on the characteristics of those around him. I wonder what he wrote about me.
Let's see. Pink raiment, tattoos on face. Childishly cute?
Huh?
The last one's rather subjective, isn't it? Well, don't look at me like that. I was just pointing out the obvious. This chair looks like it was modeled after the Inga suit jacket. The backrest even has those fancy buttons of his. I imagine they'd make the chair awfully uncomfortable to sit on.
Actually, they serve to massage the pressure points on his back. My father suffered from terrible back pain, you see.
I wonder if it really works. Alright, seems like we got everything here. The kidnapping.
Barbed Head, I, the royal priest of Khura'in, shall share my thoughts on the abduction.
You will?
Listen carefully, for such opportunities do not come often.
Yes, of course. We'd be grateful to hear anything you'd like to share.
My father was very likely seeking to obtain the Founder's Orb. But it was not for the purpose of a coup d'etat. It was all for my sake.
For your sake.
The Founder's Orb is capable of bestowing great spiritual power. My father truly believed that. And he wanted that power to be mine. I haven't finished my training, and I still can't channel spirits. He was doing it for me.
Right, I see.
Well, do you understand why I did it now?
I do, but it doesn't change the fact that Mr. Inga was a kidnapper. But I guess you don't believe he is, do you?
New information is sure to surface upon further investigation. Suffice to say, he did this all for me. End of story.
Was he really trying to give up to obtain the orb for Rafa? Somehow, I doubt it. Speaking of powers, I wonder if Rafa will be performing the divination seance tomorrow. I should probably ask her about that. Nana, your benevolence. I noticed Nana isn't with you today.
I know not where she has gone. I have not spoken with her since this morning. I assume she must be quite busy today. I did catch a glimpse of her a little after 2 o'clock. I tried calling out to her, but she went off somewhere again.
A little after 2? That's about an hour before the murder.
Indeed. Of all the times for this to happen. She normally comes to me the moment I call her name.
I know it's hard to believe, but even nannies have lives, you know. Your inability to find her after the murder is slightly alarming. I wonder if her absence is related to today's incident somehow. Probably is.
Do you think she was unwittingly caught up in them?
Who knows? At the very least, I don't think she was at the scene of the crime.
Nana. I hope she is alright.
Rafa seems really worried about Nana. Does the court record actually have anything on Nana? No, I don't. About tomorrow's seance. I take it you'll be conducting tomorrow's divination seance?
Who else, if not I?
Good point. The thing is, divination seances are all about what the victims experienced in their final moments. So, tomorrow, Rafa will experience her own father's death, exactly as it happened. That's more than anyone should ever have to deal with. Do you really have to go through with the seance tomorrow? There's really no one else? What about calling the whole thing off?
It's not as if I'm doing this because I want to.
No?
Never mind. I misspoke. The divination seance is a very important duty of the royal priestess, and is one I intend to fulfill.
There's a word, duty.
Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm even up to the task.
Performing the divination seance is very important for a priestess. But duty or not, it's a heavy burden for someone so young. Even worse, she'll be forced to watch her father's murder. Will it be a weight too heavy for her to bear? Nana and Rafa. When did you meet Nana? Your benevolence, has Nana served you for long?
Yes, she has been my beck and call for as long as I can remember. I have heard she even cared for me as an infant, right down to changing my diapers.
Your diapers? Almost sounds like she could be your mother.
Indeed, but that is the simple fact of life when your mother is busy being queen. Nana takes care of my every need. She is my teacher in all things as well.
Rafa's pool of knowledge seems rather lopsided in some respects. Could that be the result of Nana's teachings?
Nana, could it be that my trusted tenant has come to dislike me? Now that I think about it, perhaps I've been acting rather spoiled as of late.
I'm sure she'll be back.
Yes, I suppose Nana would never truly abandon me. Upon her return, I will do something nice for her. Perhaps she'd like a shoulder massage.
And yet, I can't shake the feeling that Nana's connected to this case in some way. Yeah, As to how, I can't really remember. I'm really beginning to wonder what's inside that safe. Any idea what the combination might be, Your Benevolence?
None whatsoever.
Looks like a four-digit combo lock, so maybe it's a date. But it's probably not anything that would be easy to guess. Well, let's try some dates and see what happens. I wonder what date Inga would use as the combination. Rafa's birthday. When's your birthday, Your Benevolence?
You are wasting your time. It cannot possibly be my birthday.
Ah, come on. It's worth a shot.
Fine. It's December 24th.
Christmas Eve. Oh, let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 2, 4. Ah! It opened!
It did!
Yep, it looks like the bomb safe was a fake. Something meant to mislead would-be thieves, no doubt. Still, it was rendered quite ineffective by his use of such an easily guessed combination.
Why, Father? Why my birth date?
Well, let's take a look at what's inside. Okay, let's see what's in here. This looks like a letter or something. Let's see. Dear Father, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. You're always so kind and I love you very much. I hope you live to be 100 years old. Love, Rafa. I guess he really did care about his daughter.
I wrote this to my father when I was 8 years old. Father, why would you hold on to something so childish and stupid?
He was a dad. There are some other papers in here. Ah! Ah! This is the plan for his coup d'etat! Garan assassination plan. Once I poison the queen, the throne will be mine. The spiritual power I obtain from the treasure will back up my claim. In the meantime, the secret police are to keep a close watch on Garan. Uh-oh. Hey, Rafa, get out before you pass out.
What? Give me that. I don't understand.
It seems Justice Minister Inga was plotting the assassination of the Queen.
This can't be true. Father would never harm Mother.
Poor Rafa. This has to come as a terrible shock. What's this? There's a photo in here too. It's of a woman and a baby. I wonder who they are. If I had to take a guess, it's probably Rafa and then the previous queen, right? Hey, I noticed something. The book. The Defiant Dragon book. Why is it back there? Does that... Huh. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Because I don't think it makes sense, because wouldn't the Defiant Dragons and therefore this book only have existed after the Queen's assassination? When was this taken? On the far left, there's a law book with the mark of the Defiant Dragons branded on it.
Wait, that's...
Your Benevolence?
How can this be?
Princess Rafa! You alright? She's looking incredibly pale. Your Benevolence, are you alright?
Alright. How can I be alright?
Huh?
All that I have believed. It was all lies.
I'm afraid I don't follow. What the heck she's talking about? Can I ask who the woman in this picture is?
How should I know? It seems I didn't know anything that was going on.
Doesn't look like I'm going to get much out of her. Well, she's like this. It's probably the previous queen, right?
Mother.
Huh?
I must ask my mother about the secret she is hiding.
What secret?
I must go. Goodbye.
Rafa! Rafa! Wait! What was that all about? It's like her mind was off somewhere else. It appears this photo really upset her. I wonder who the lady in this picture is. Stop! Oh no.
Stop! Shadow! Come back here!
Oh dear. Oh! The dog knocked over That's the dog. Wait, this sounds like... I'll be in Shadow. That's odd. Commoners aren't normally allowed in this area. I wonder what's afoot. Well, you and me, Edgy. Let's go see what's going on outside. May 18th. Garon Palace. Royal Residence. Hey. Edgeworth! Ah! I swear to God. I hope one of you has a good explanation for this.
I'm so sorry!
Hi, Albie.
No, Shadow! Bad dog! Leave the frilly thingamajig alone!
Shadow! If you would kindly detach your dog from my cravat.
Right away, sir! Just hold still and...
And?
Stop pulling like that! You only stress the fabric! Come on, Shadow! Let go of it! Grab it! Cut it! Shimala! Cut it! This isn't working. I'll just have to pull harder then. 1, 2... Wait! What are you... 3... Come on!
Oh God, Edgeworth is about to die. Edgeworth is actually about to die.
Were you trying to kill me? I'm really sorry, mister. My dog has a habit of tagging frilly things like that.
Maybe for his sake, he should stick to more traditional targets like cars or his tail.
What's worse, he snuck in here again today and stole some weird-looking hat.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the thing that Nana wears, isn't it?
I don't know what to do anymore. Bad dog. You're a very bad dog.
Wait a sec. I've seen that hat before. Hey, Albie. Look at this badge.
Oh, that's an Aturi's badge from your homeland, right? I studied all about it. Let me explain. There's a reason why the badge is shaped like a sunflower. You know how sunflowers always turn to face the sun, the source of their well-being? Well, lawyers are like that. They will chase down anything that will make them money.
What?
I guess people hate lawyers in your country too, huh?
Where did you get your information from again?
A proud sermon and Chief Prosecutor Payne gave in the middle of the bazaar the other day.
Oh, lawyers already have a bad enough time up here with all his lies. What do you know about this, Albie?
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know anything about that. I'm the worst tour guide ever.
No, it's my fault for randomly whipping it out and asking you about it.
Don't worry, I'll study hard and I'll be ready to answer all your questions next time.
Now I feel like a jerk.
Look at the little puppy.
Albie, look, Inga's dead. Here, you want some back painkillers? Do you know who this lady is? Any new dialogue? I'm actually kind of surprised there's none regarding the urn. The frilly hat. Albie, can I see that hat again?
Sure.
Wait, isn't this... Yep, it's the exact same one Nana wears. Isn't this Nana's hat? But I thought she disappeared. Hey, Albie, where did you find this? Or your dog?
Shao swiped this from someone.
Abby? How exactly did Shadow get this?
Let me explain. It all started while we were on a walk through the bazaar today. When suddenly, Dot's dog popped out of a manhole.
Ah!
Whoa!
Thanks to the fine dragons. That's a rebel is here. Say, you want to join our cause, kid?
Huh? Naturally, I was super startled by that weird sudden appearance.
Uh-oh.
Back, dog of the Goron regime.
Huh? But this is my dog, Shadow.
Divine Dragon's secret weapon. Dragon shot's not sap.
Yeah. Whoa! Ah! The dog was floating for a second. Oh man, look on your face. That was classic.
The sun being at the firecracker spooked Shadow, and he ran off into the crowds. Ah! Shadow, come back here!
I'll teach you, Goron's lapdog.
You there, what do you think you're doing?
Not good.
That's when a policeman came running over and hauled Dots away.
Oh great, so he's in jail too?
That happened to be right around 2 p.m., if I remember correctly.
I'm not even gonna pretend I know what Dots is trying to do.
I chased right after Shadow, and when I finally caught up to him here in the palace courtyard, he had this in his mouth.
2 p.m., huh? That's about an hour before the minister's death. Dana supposedly went missing after the murder, but this would place her here at the palace around 2. Is Nana the murderer? Around 2 p.m., Shadow was surprised by Firecracker, ran into the courtyard, and stole Nana's hat.
Actually, I just remembered I saw something pretty amazing around that time, too.
Something amazing? What'd you see? So, Albie, what was it you saw that was so amazing?
I saw Her Eminence Queen Goron jailing a spirit!
Is it really that big of a deal to see her jailing someone?
You bet it is. Commoners are never allowed to behold the secret right.
Oh? Can you tell me more?
Of course, I'm always happy to explain. I believe it was around 2:10 p.m. today. I got lost in the palace grounds while looking for Shadow. Oh, what is this place? It gives me the creeps. Where could Shadow have gone? In my search, I took a peek into a small room, and that's when I saw Queen Goron. She was chilling a spirit for her neighboring kingdom's king. I saw her transform right before my eyes. I was so excited, I had to take a picture of it.
You took a picture?
I know I shouldn't have, but I just couldn't help myself.
Between this and the treasure room, Albie's not exactly the picture of self-restraint.
Her chilling right ended right after that, so I ran off because anyone could spot me.
You could have been arrested again, you know.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, here's a copy of the picture. Just don't tell anyone I was the one who took it.
I worry about his future sometimes. Picture taken around 2 p.m. of the channel, right? It's very dark. Come to think of it, how did you and Shadow get into the royal residence anyway? It's not open to commoners after all.
Let me explain. There's a way to get into the palace from the bazaar. It's a bit of a tight squeeze though. Shadow can easily fit, but anyone bigger than me is out of luck.
You don't say.
Yeah, part of the palace wall is damaged, and there's a hole I can just make it through.
Go on.
Bet you didn't know they have some really tasty food here.
Oh? Then this isn't your first time in here, huh? Trespassing is illegal, you know.
No, it's not like that. I didn't mean any harm. It's just, I want to help change this kingdom.
What do you mean?
Well, after Miss Faye's trial, I started thinking, like, maybe there was something I could do to help the revolution, too.
Nice trial, huh? That tragedy only happened because of how twisted Kurine's legal system has become.
How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason! There must have been other ways to cover up the crime!
Yet, had I done so, my wife would rush to my defense. And when the case went to trial, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted of that fiendish man.
This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom. It's all been...
The DC Act led to the false charges against Maya and the High Priest's suicide. But that trial also caused the public to start questioning the current state of things. And it seems even Albie has some pretty strong feelings on the matter.
I knew there had to be something I could do to help. That's when I remembered the hole in the palace wall and started thinking. Maybe I could sneak in and take a picture of one of the royals up to no good. I just want to do my part.
The spirit of a revolution seems to be catching on, even with one so young. Right? The momentum is steadily building, and the tipping point is fast approaching. It's just a matter of when. I agree, and the public's perception of the Defiant Dragon seems to be changing too. But Albie, you can't go trespassing like that. Even if it's for a good cause, it's not right.
Okay, I won't do it again.
Albie, is that really all you have to confess? You haven't been up to any other mischief? And when I say you, I mean Shadow.
Huh? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Nice try, Albie. The proof is literally right in front of us. Albie, your dog knocked over water. Albie, you wouldn't happen to know how this urn got knocked over, would you? Because her benevolence told me something rather interesting.
Be careful. Some dingbat dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over there.
A dingbat dog?
That's right. The yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth.
The dingbat dog she mentioned wouldn't happen to be Shadow, would it?
I guess the dog's out of the bag. Sorry I lied, but I was worried I'd get in trouble. I know I shouldn't lie to a lawyer like that.
No, it's not good to lie to anyone like that, so let's try to tell only the truth, okay, Albie?
Oh, Mr. Wright, I almost forgot. I saw a couple of Americans a moment ago. They had really weird haircuts, so I thought they might be friends of yours.
Really now, it seems your little friend thinks all of us Americans have strange hairstyles. I suppose we have you to thank for that, right? I swear to God, if they ever make another, like, trilogy for the Phoenix Wright series, and they make another new lawyer, I swear to God, what are they gonna have next? What other unique hairstyles could you do? I mean, there are probably, but... what about we just get someone who's bald? No. So what exactly did their hair look like?
There was a guy with 2 crops of hair sticking out of his forehead like antenna. And then there was this lady with a long bunch of hair that looked like a big orange spider leg.
Oh, that sounds like Apollo and Athena. What were they doing?
They were racing through the bazaar with the Grand Royal Garden in hot pursuit.
Wait, what? Why were they being pursued? I'm not sure, but I have my suspicions. I just hope they're all right.
Sorry for not mentioning it before. It just kind of slipped my mind.
Well, great! So where are we now? Are we still doing investigation? We are. Apollo's narrow escape. Okay, Athena, it's time to run! Oh, G-Man, what? Mr. Well, thank you. Those guys sure are persistent. Yeah, even more me out, and that doesn't happen often. Why are they after us anyway? Apollo, it's the Royal Guards again. Quick, hide!
Hey, we're Hornet and Spidey here, go!
Spidey here. They're not talking about me, are they?
Is that a trick question?
We know you're hiding somewhere around here!
Oh!
Apollo, a weird-looking bird over there. It just...
Yeah, it did. It's called a warbad, and... You know what? I'll tell you about it later when we're not being chased by masked men.
Come out, wherever you are! And over the fun is off if you know what's good for you!
Figures are after the orb.
I don't know what they'd do to us if we were captured. If they grill us into those obnoxious love voices, I'd cave after the first hour and confess to whatever they'd want, truth or no.
Come out now, you foreign devils! This has gone far enough! You must not keep her eminence waiting any longer!
We gotta get out of here.
There must be a safe place to hide somewhere.
I can think of one good place to hide.
Quick! Into the sewers!
Look, a manhole.
Ah, that's right!
Say, son, do you remember my office? Sure. I remember that messy, dimly lit room. The file I've amassed on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case.
G-Man, thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoy your streams.
Do you remember how to get there?
Athena, I know where we can hide. Oh, where are we going? Wait, you're not seriously thinking about going down there? It smells like rotten eggs. And are those rats I hear?
We've got no choice. I can get us somewhere safe, but this is the only way in. Quick, before it's too late.
It's going to take forever to get this stench out of my hair.
Now is not the time to be choosy. Not when we're being chased. Former Samadhi law offices. Looks like we lost them. That was close. Athena? Dirk's office. How long has it been since I last set foot in here? At least we're safe now, but... Hey! Why is Athena all huddled over in the corner like that? Ah! That's...
Hey! What the heck are you doing here?
Quran's royal guards are after us.
Once a rebel, always a rebel. Don't worry, the regime doesn't know about this place, so you can relax now.
Good. Since when am I part of the rebellion? I don't recall signing up. Apollo! Who?
Ah! Phoenix!
Mr. Wright, what are you doing here? We saw you two going in that manhole. You narrowly escaped the gods' notice. It was like watching a pair of ostriches burying their heads in the sand.
I guess that was a closer shave than I thought.
Anyway, you're safe and sound now, and that's what really counts. Oh, I also have some evidence for you. Thanks, Mr. Wright. Case evidence received from the boss. So, what is this dubious hovel we've found ourselves in anyway? We got the photo. I can barely see anything going on with this photo, though. It's the Defiant Dragon Safe House, also known as the former Sodomati Law Offices. I see. Well, though it might just be happenstance. Here I am, a chief prosecutor hiding out in a rebel base. Please don't report this place to the local police, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Might as well take a look around while we're waiting for the heat to die down out there. Come on, Athena. Stop moving over there and help me check this place out.
Please tell me there's a shower here.
There's a sink in the kitchen, and if you're lucky, maybe even some soap.
I'm sorry I even asked.
Hey, that's... wait, before we examine, I always gotta show off every piece of evidence. What? Do you know something about this?
Nope, just felt like shouting is all.
He had me going there for a second. Thanks, Dats. Look at this orb. Nope. Scream for me. One scream, two scream. Ah! How do you unhinge your jaw like that? Or do you just have the world's biggest mouth? The more I look at this expression, I don't know why, but there's also the fact that, I don't know, I just love his surprise expression. I think it's funny how when you first see it on the form that's like covered in hair, it looks like almost relatively normal, and then you see how it looks without all the hair covering him, and it just becomes ultra silly. You got nothing to say? Hey, buddy. Still gotta check anyways. Look at this woman. Look at this photo. With another woman, I guess. And look at this statement that has your name in it. Alright, we're good. Just had to check. We have some of my offices. We'll check that in a second. Let's take a look around first. Lizards.
Ew, is that new?
Come on, Athena. Can't you tell a gecko when you see one?
What's the difference?
Geckos like to live in houses, while newts prefer to be outside near water. They're totally different creatures.
Well, how do you know this one wasn't caught outside near some water? It could very well be a gecko.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a newt.
Oh, so then you agree it's a newt, Apollo.
I fell right into a trap! Yeah, I was about to say, I noticed that. You're both wrong. It's just a plain old lizard. I'm surprised to see so many appliances here. There's even a TV.
Speaking of which, we gave the people of Wright quite a shock when the Plum Punisher Warrior Neo Twilight Realm was last on TV.
You mean that show where actors play the parts of Dirk and Rafa? You hijacked that in the middle of its broadcast, right?
Yep. All those their writers do each week is try to ruin the Defiant Dragon's good name. So he's at him where it hurts.
Must have been real shocking, especially for the kids who waited all week to see it. I mean, the show's main villain was actually hijacking the very show he's in. You know, that would probably be kind of cool to a kid, wouldn't it? The show's come to life.
Who's the kid?
It's me.
Wait a second, that's you, Apollo! I'd recognize those horns anywhere.
Is that really the only way anybody recognizes me?
You're so cute! And who's that fine-looking young man?
That's Nayuta, back when he used to smile.
Wow, his smile is absolutely angelic.
Sure brings back memories. I was thinking the day we all went out fishing.
What was Prosecutor Smiley like when he was younger?
He was kind of quiet, but passionate when it came to his convictions. When he finally made prosecutor, he was all fired up to change crime for the better. But now he's nothing more than Garon's lackey.
Seems like Dots has a lot to say about Nayuta. I'll ask him about his thoughts later. What's these? Dots, what's with the altar?
It's where we pay our respects to the victims of the Defense Culpability Act. The DC Act is the heinous law that puts innocent people to death.
A law that's supposed to protect the people sends them to their graves instead. Talk about insane. Yeah, also this. Cursor, don't jump away! There's a scary-looking knife sticking out of the Queen's picture. If anyone saw this, they'd think the Defiant Dragons were a violent group. There was something very funny to me about seeing the dialogue say, the people would think the Defiant Dragons were a very violent group, and it just cuts to Dots with the biggest smile and thumbs up.
Like, yeah! Oh, that was actually me trying to kill Fly. I threw that knife at it, but it whiffed, and the thing ended up stuck right between her eyes.
You mean this wasn't on purpose? How? Wait. Oop, law book. This is Dirk's old law book.
Look, there's a mark on the cover. It looks like it was branded on with a hot iron.
Yeah, I think it was done in protest against the Defense Culpability Act. There's an entry on the DC Act right here, see? So, I'm right. That's weird then. This photo doesn't make sense then. If my assumption that this is the previous queen is correct, then this photo doesn't make sense, because the Queen is alive when the DC Act has been enacted. Again, it could just not be the Queen and I'm completely off base, but that feels like the most logical conclusion to make here.
There's an entry on the DC Act right here, see? Oh, so this is the infamous anti-lawyer law you guys are always talking about.
The Defense Culpability Act. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. Document establishing the Defense Culpability Act in the name of the Queen. Bunch of garbage.
I wonder what's in this file. Oh, it's full of newspaper clippings.
Seems to be a collection of documents and information on Amara's assassination. The arson incident involving Amara's private residence. Amara was slipped a sleeping pill and perished in the fire. The lighter found at the scene had Dirk's fingerprints on it. So this is what Dirk was talking about.
We already know most of the stuff here on top. Let's see what else there is. Wow, where'd you get all this? Anything important here?
Let's see.
What about this?
Page 20. Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. He was struck in the head by the culprit. The victim's passport and any pictures of him and were burned up in the fire. Without knowing his real name, no divination seance could be performed. Really?
Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. What? This is about your father, Apollo.
Looks like it. But I was never told much more than what's written here.
Really? How come?
Dirk always skated around the subject. Maybe he thought I was still too young. Plus, I always thought of Dirk as my dad, so I never really brought it up.
Oh, I see. Still, I feel kind of sorry for your real dad.
My real dad. I was never really interested in learning about him. But after seeing his picture, I can't help but feel a little curious. I wonder if Daz can tell me anything about him. A file containing a ton of information on the assassination of Amara Sigatara Kurine.
Apollo, this file looks like it might be useful. But there's so many pages, I can't tell what's important.
We need someone to help organize all this. And I think I know just the person to ask. Couch. Salamati Law Offices. That's the sign Dirk used to display up front. I was pointing at the couch, but you go off, I guess. Hey, Dad. I heard the office used to do quite a bit of business.
That's right, that did. Dirk was a famous lawyer with countless courtroom victories after all. He was a dauntless dragon who turned trials upside down, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. His fame as a lawyer spread far and wide across Kurion back in the day.
I hope the day comes when he can proudly display the sign again.
Dirk's jacket. You should try it on, Apollo. It might actually suit you.
Really?
There's also a spare eye patch here. Why not try that on too?
You know, I actually do remember I saw someone. I remember hearing this from like a video I watched somewhere. That's kind of interesting to me. But it actually occurs to me that in Dual Destinies, the way that Apollo looked like when he had his eye covered up and stuff was almost is kind of reminiscent of Dirk in a weird way. So I wonder if maybe that's supposed to be a part of how he part of why he made himself look like that. That's actually a really cool attention to detail. The fact that it seems like there's a connection between like Apollo's injured design and Dual Destinies and Dirk.
Sorry. Just picturing you and all that. It's just too funny.
Ow! I cried! There's a moth! What's with all the spider webs, Dots? Don't you ever clean the place?
Not the webs. We have what you call a symbiotic relationship. They catch the bugs that get in here and I don't clean them up.
You know, that actually makes a lot of sense, I guess. Yeah, but they scary. I don't like bugs. Is there anything else in here? Oh yeah, the ladder. Duh.
Wait. Don't tell me we have to go back through the manhole to get out of here.
The only reason this safe house is still safe is because the front door has been boarded up.
Fine, then we'll just have to live here till the revolution begins.
What if I told you rats come out at night?
And we'll just have to start the revolution before sundown.
But the revolution never thought I'd get a new ally this way. Alright. Let's try presenting some new stuff that we've gathered. Dots, about this file. Can you help me figure out which pages are most relevant?
Yep, sure can. I got the whole thing memorized. See this page? It's definitely worth a look.
Oh, that's right. Prosecutor Samai was part of the royal family, wasn't he?
Page 34. As the son of the terrorist Dirk, Nyuta was expelled from the royal family. The idea that the sins of the father are visited upon his children is deeply rooted in the minds of the Kuranese people. Ugh.
Yep, but he was expelled after that whole thing with Dirk happened. He must have gone through hell once he entered the legal world, though.
Because the sins of the father are visited upon his children thing?
Yep. In the eyes of the people, Dirk is not only a traitor to his kingdom, he's also the terrorist who assassinated the previous queen. So as a son, Yuri no doubt got the cold shoulder at every turn.
That must have been really hard on him.
Yeah, the ties between father and son aren't something you could break, even if you tried. No matter where he went, he was probably labeled the son of a criminal. Despite it all, he made a name for himself through blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, just look at him now. He's a star prosecutor working cases around the globe. He's become a hero, the pride and joy of Kurai.
Well, that's Nyuta, I know. Super smart and never willing to give in. He must have studied and fought like his life depended on it to get where he is today. Got an extra file on Nyuta then. Look at this law book.
The Mark of the Dragon. That's the symbol of our group, the Defiant Dragons.
Dirk has the same mark tattooed on the palm of his hand, right?
Yep, and I've got one too.
Really? Where?
On my heart.
Oh, you mean metaphorically. Like, you're ready to die at any time for the cause or something like that.
You got that right. Dead or alive, I'll always be a Defiant Dragon.
Alright, let's start talking. Sadamati offices. So Dots, are you guys still using this office? You guys are still using this office, I see.
Yep, so now it's the official HQ of the Defiant Dragons. But as Dirk said, and I quote, that's not what Dirk said. What he said was, we must keep it for the day when Kurai needs lawyers once more.
Restoring the legal system to its rightful form through popular uprising. You can tell how much Dirk believes in his cause.
Oh, and AJ, Dirk said something else that might interest you. He said he hopes you'll come back and take over this office someday.
Take over? Me?
Those were his words. He may have been half joking, though. Dirk, guess what I heard from PW? AJ's become a lawyer!
Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you.
Must have been because of you, Dirk.
I'm not so sure about that. I imagine he's already forgotten about me.
What are you talking about? I bet he can't wait to follow in your footsteps.
Nothing would make me happier. Maybe one day he'll return to Kurai and take over this office. It's just a pipe dream, though.
Dirk really said that?
Dirk was never a hands-on kind of dad. But not a day went by that he wasn't thinking of you. That much I'm sure of.
Doesn't get more paternal than that.
Dirk. To think I really did spend my days trying to forget you. I'm looking forward to a nice long talk once you're free. What about Nyuta? Wasn't Nyuta once part of the Defiant Dragons?
Yep, Yuri was a rising star in the resistance. He vowed to fight for the cause through the legal system. Said he'd become a prosecutor and give Inga and Gran the smackdown they deserved.
But now he's...
Yeah, a puppet of the Gran regime. Not only that, but now he's gonna prosecute his own dad. It doesn't add up.
I wonder what happened to him.
Me too. But if I had to guess, I'd say Gran has some serious leverage over him.
leverage? Like what?
Wish I knew. It seems like Dirk knows. I tried to press him about it, but he wouldn't say.
Come to think of it, Dirk did say... Nayuta is suffering? Yes, he knows the rightful state of Kuraim's legal system, but something forces him to bend to Goron's will, and it's tearing him apart. If that's the case, I bet Nayuta doesn't really want to go through with Dirk's prosecution. Did I already discover everything? I guess there's something I gotta present. Ah! Do I need to keep showing you this? Ah! Nope.
Mark of the Dragon.
Ah! I wanted to ask you about this picture.
That's the picture of your pops that Dirk found.
That's right, we actually did that. I forgot after... Yeah, I forgot.
And he had a heck of a time tracking it down. He said he searched all over for it.
Why? Why would he go through all that trouble?
Dats, please tell us everything you know about Paul's dad.
My father? Do you know what my biological father was like?
Dirk once told me about him. He was a modern minstrel, walking the world and making music in his travels.
This file also has some information on your real dad. It says he died in the blaze at Queen Amara's residence 23 years ago.
That's right. Dirk had invited him over. Dirk's the kind of guy who can become fast friends with just about anyone. And it seems your pops was like that too, AJ. They headed off at a bar. And the next thing you know, Dirk's asked him to come him over to play some tunes.
And then the place went up in flames.
Yeah. Dirk had just stepped out for a sec when the fire broke out. Apollo, you were there too, but you were still just a baby.
I remember hearing about that when I was little.
Yeah, it was a crying shame. Your pops just happened to take you along that day. So you were there with him when the fire broke out. But Dirk risked his life to save you.
It's like Dirk's done nothing but save me all my life.
All your pop's stuff got burned, including anything that could have helped us identify him. All we know about him at first was his stage name, Jangly Justice, or something like that. Dirk did everything he could to dig up what little we know now.
What about my mother? Do you know anything about her?
All we know is she went traveling with your pops. But that day, she was off doing something on her own.
So then, she probably didn't even know my father had been with Dirk, huh?
But she must have been desperate to find you and your father once you'd gone missing.
No doubt. The Queen's assassination threw the kingdom into chaos. The police were so overwhelmed they were probably hardly of any help to her. We searched and searched until our legs gave out too, but we never found her. And with your father's stuff all burned up, we had zero leads. Not even a photo.
So that's how I became an orphan.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe your mom read about the details of the fire in the newspaper. And maybe she figured you died along with your pops.
Wow. I had no idea you'd been through all that, Apollo.
Wait, what? Old man? And you believe me? You believe in my son's innocence? What?
Your poor son, in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
Wait, why are you here?
Must petition the government for his release in a declaration of innocence.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm forever in your debt. Who's that?
Hey there, Miss Inmate. All right, work I see.
Yes, I have my own battle that I must wage. After all, there are many who suffer under the Defense Culpability Act.
Miss Inmate, don't forget about our case too.
I won't. I will look into it as soon as I am able.
What's Miss Emmy doing here?
She's lending an ear to all those suffering under the regime's wrongful accusations. A lady whose husband has been in prison, and parents whose son's been falsely charged. She's helping all those types of people.
So she's trying to help the revolution along? In her own special way.
Yep, and thanks to her, more and more folks are coming over to our side. All the people who've been unhappy with the regime have been waiting for just its chance. And they're starting to speak out in support of us.
The people are responding, and a grassroots movement is growing. Their extreme of revolution may finally come true.
What should we do about the Founder's Orb? We'll probably run into the Royal Guards again the moment we leave this place.
Well, we can't stay here forever, so we'll have to think of something. I've got it. Why don't you hold on to it, Dats? It should be safe here, right?
You got me. I'll get back to you in time for tomorrow's trial at the Hall of Justice.
Founder's Orb left with Dots.
What now, Paula?
Well, we've got our own handle on what happened 23 years ago. Maybe we should pay Dirk a visit. There's something I want to show him. I'll join you. I want to talk up to him before tomorrow's trial. Maybe I should wait here then. We'll attract undue attention if we go in too large a group. Alrighty. Back to the detention center. Hello! Good to see you. You haven't been caught by the police, I see. Hey there, son. Came to see your old man again. Hi, Dirk. Guess they're done questioning you? Yeah. You'd think Nayuta might have cut his old man a little slack, but no. He really laid into me. Seems they were really keen on recovering the Founder's Orb. But when I wouldn't tell them where it was, he confiscated what few possessions I had left. Wait, Dirk's not wearing his attorney's badge. They even took that from him? Bruh. Let's see what news here. Probably just start with the last items. I prepared that myself. Use it well. I'm surprised you were able to gather this much information. It wasn't easy. After all the evidence from the assassination was lost in the fire. And the newly installed Goron regime was in full control of the media. Every lead I tried to follow led to a dead end. So then how am I supposed to solve this case? You'll figure something out once tomorrow's trial is underway. After all, no one's looked into this assassination since my last trial. I hope I can turn things around enough to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Careful with that. Don't go showing it around town. You'll be branded a rebel.
But I'm not a rebel.
Don't be ridiculous. You're a member of the Defiant Dragon simply by being my son. Or did you think that dragon tattoo on your rear end was just for show?
What? You have a tattoo on your butthole? Let me see.
Relax, Athena. He's just jerking our chains again. I was so close to just getting you embarrassed too. I was so close. I was just wondering if you knew anything. Can't bring a present to your dad? Let me eat it. Who is this? Nope, nope, nope. Would you like some painkillers? Liquid form? Whose blood is these? I found this in the tomb. Look familiar? That's... Dirk? Where did you find it? Down between the monk statues in the tomb. Is it yours, Dirk? Oh, It's something I bought. Why is he suddenly acting all awkward? I wonder when I lost it. Let's have it. It's very important to me. Of course. I'll just make a note about it for future reference. Return to Dirk, but a record of it remains in the court record. Whoopsie daisy. Is that for me? For me? Inga Karkul Kurine. He was an entirely insufferable, unlikable fellow, but I never thought he'd wind up dead. Why didn't you like him? He was the most hawkish one in the Garon regime. He established a secret police to arrest us rebels without due process. Those who they managed to capture were immediately executed. My compatriots and the Defiant Dragons came to call him the Executioner. The Executioner. Pretty ironic considering how he ended up. He's probably in hell now, being tormented by those he wrongfully put to death. Well, I guess that's some solace? Question mark? I already showed you this. Why am I showing it to you again? Anyways, let's talk. He confiscated all my prized jailbreaking tools. What did you expect? I mean, no prosecutor in their right mind will let a prisoner keep stuff like that.
Did he take your attorney's badge too?
No, that was my bomb. No, I thought it strange, but just when it looked like he was going to take it from me, he changed his mind. I wonder why. Maybe there's still a part of him that just doesn't want to hurt his own, fully, dethrone his own dad. Indeed. I find it hard to understand anything he does these days. Your Kearney's attorney's badge. You've worn it all these years, even though all the lawyers are gone. Yes, because the dragon's eye is the embodiment of my creed. To show the world that a dragon never yields, huh? Hey Dirk, why do you still wear your badge? You're not a lawyer anymore, right? This badge is my heart and soul, son. I'll never stop trying to realize my dream. Not until my very last breath.
Dragon never yields, right?
Exactly. Nayuta, Apollo, I vow to restore Kurine's legal system to its rightful state one day. I want to pass on to you a world where you can live free from the fear of tyranny. Occurred to me way too late there that was supposed to be the kids. He was always saying stuff like that to the two of us. Nayuta, is the reason why you didn't take Dirk's badge because you still remember those talks too? I really hope that's what it is. Son, would you keep my badge for me? Are you sure? I can't take something so important to you. That's exactly why I want you to hold on to it, Apollo. I'm placing my fate in your hands. Alright. I'll make sure it stays safe. Dirk's badge added to the court record. The symbol of Dirk's creed. A dragon never yields. Now you would have never confiscated it. Apollo, remember how Inga said he had someone dear to Dirk? Why don't you ask about that? Oh, right. I'll give it a try. So who's so dear to you? What did the minister mean when he said he had someone dear to you in the palm of his hand? Who was he talking about? Nayuta seemed to know, but he wouldn't tell me anything. Well, I've no idea, so... Well, he obediently followed his every word after he said that. So it seems to me the minister was in close proximity to someone you really care about. Ooh, someone you really care about that isn't Nayuta. Wait, don't tell me... Is there a new lady in your life, Dirk? What? No! Don't be ridiculous, son! The love of my life was Amara. She's gone now. There will never be another. Wait, what? My bracelet! Wait, does this mean... Dirk, have you really not met somebody new? Alright, Dirk. What is your fidget here? Part of me thinks of it would be maybe the lower hand. Oh no. What the? What's this?
Gotcha!
A mark? Dirk. You can't fool me. You tensed up when you said, but she's gone now. Is Amara alive? And you unconsciously moved your arm, causing something to press up against your jacket.
How did you do that?
Oh, so that's it. You're hiding a woman's photo up your sleeve. You don't have to keep secrets like that from me, Dirk. You're an eligible bachelor now, but you'll introduce her to me at some point, right?
I keep telling you there's no other woman.
Fine. Let's see it then. What are you hiding up your sleeve?
It's just this. Satisfied?
Huh? But that's the pendant we found in Amar's tomb.
See? I wasn't trying to hide anything.
Why did he tense up? Dirk, let me take a look at that. Hey, what's this button for? Eh? Button? Whoa! It's a picture of Dirk and some lady. And she's really young looking, too. Look, are you into younger women, Dirk? Athena, don't try this. Dirk, you old dog, you got yourself a younger lover.
Will you stop with this nonsense? This is Amara before she died. If you look closer, you'll see that I was younger too.
Hey, you're right. Aw, that's no fun. Wait a sec. Haven't we seen this woman before? Now you mention it. Isn't this woman the same as the one in the pendant's photo? Mara's probably still alive then. The woman in the pendant is also the one in this photo.
Apollo, where did you get this?
From the safe in Inga's room. Apollo, if this is Queen Amara, it had to have been taken at least 23 years ago. But that's just not possible. Yeah, I just noticed the same thing. Here's why this photo can be 23 years old. Because that book. Amara's still alive somehow. Take a look at the law book. It has the mark of the Defiant Dragons branded on it. But that mark didn't exist until after you started your revolutionary activities, Dirk. So this photo must have been taken after Garan came into power. And that didn't happen until after Amara was assassinated. So then, how could Amara even be in this photo? She's alive. Wait a sec. That would mean that Amara is still alive?
Looks like you found me out, son.
Wait, so it's actually true? So the person that you were accused of murder is still alive? What? What do you mean? Couldn't they very easily just prove that you're not the killer then? Dirk, what do you mean Amara's still alive? I thought she'd been assassinated.
So did I. But it seems she made it out alive, only to be held captive by the Garan regime.
Why would they do that?
When I fled from the law and went underground 23 years ago, I had some shocking news from a Defiant Dragon spy. There were rumors of Queen Amara being sighted in the palace.
And those rumors turned out to be true.
Yes, I snuck into the palace to see for myself. She was confined within the grounds, but otherwise she was as fit as a fiddle.
So then, the sarcophagus in the tomb, it's empty?
Yes, that entire tomb is one big charade. Garan had it built to stage Amara's death.
So we're not going to be cursed by her vengeful spirit. That's a relief. Athena, bigger things.
She was being held under virtual house arrest. So I freed her, and we made a run for it. This photo was taken back then.
Look at how they're both grinning from ear to ear. There's a fingerprint on the middle part. I guess Dirk must have left it by accident. Yeah, there is.
Oh, Mr. Sanmari, I want to hear all about how you ran away with Queen Amara.
Fingerprint said, on the run with Amara. I'm surprised Amara agreed to run away with you. I mean, Garan must have told her that you tried to kill her.
I tried to convince her that I wasn't the one who set the blaze.
And she believed you?
She said, and I quote, "I shall accompany you so I may ascertain the truth myself." She always was a tough one to read.
I bet she was thrilled you came to her rescue, Mr. Sanmari. To be set free by your beloved. It's like something out of a fairy tale.
Yeah, well, there was no happily ever after once Garon's people caught up with us. They took Amara away to who knows where. I snuck back into the palace and searched high and low for her, but to no avail. They probably moved her to some remote mountain prison or the like.
Dirk, does Nayuda know about this?
He knows she's his true mother. I told him as much.
Wait, is that why Nayuda is following Garon's orders?
Most likely.
So that's why Nayuda is just so willing to help Garon. Because if he doesn't, there's always the possibility that he could just have his real mother assassinated for real.
So then, do you think that deep down he doesn't really want to prosecute you?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, he's not one to show his feelings. And lately, I've had no idea what he's thinking.
Apollo, we need to grill the Queen about Amara when we have the chance.
I was wondering about something. The little baby the lady's holding, is that Prosecutor Sanmari?
Not necessarily. It could just as well be me. After all, we're only 1 year apart.
I don't know. I mean, the kid in the picture is too cute to be you.
Let's solve this by asking Dirk himself. Dirk, look at this picture and tell me, who is it? Dirk, about the cute little kid in this photo. Is that me?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Damn it, Athena.
See? I told you it was Prosecutor Sanmari.
Oh, I see. Well, either way, it's not you, son.
So then, if it's Nayuda, it was taken when he was about a year old, right? And that would mean you ran away with Amara around 22 or 23 years ago?
You're pretty good with numbers, son. Impressive.
Huh? What kind of answer is that? 23 years ago.
Before you go, son, there's something else I need to tell you. Something important.
What is it, Dirk? I've never seen you act so serious before. I was about to say, I'm getting kind of concerned. He suddenly started staring at me with this true serious expression. I'm scared he's going to do his, like, aura blast or whatever thing again. Something important. So, what's this something important you have to tell me? Dirk?
Listen, son. Even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow...
Dirk?
I don't have long to live.
Please tell me you don't have something like cancer, buddy. Please don't do this.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
What I mean is... I can already hear the Twilight Realm calling my name. There's no escaping death now that it has its sights set on me.
What? Is this another one of your jokes?
I wish it was.
You can't fool me, Dirk. That's strange. Why isn't my bracelet reacting? Dirk? Are you sick?
It's something like that.
So you're not joking?
I'm afraid not, son. I'm sorry.
Isn't there a cure? Or at least some sort of treatment?
Unfortunately not. Not for what I've got.
If you need some kind of surgery, I'll work hard until I can pay for it. So, please.
It's too late. There's nothing more to be done now.
But you always say a dragon never yields, so why are you giving up now?
Apollo, I'm sorry. I really am.
I don't understand. Why is this happening, Dirk? Why?
Listen, Apollo. I've got a favor to ask of you. Would you keep quiet about this? I don't want my fellow dragons to find out. They'd lose all hope if they knew I was dying. Would you do that for me?
Of course. Why is this happening now? Just when I was finally starting to feel like you really are my... I thought that this time we'd finally... Now... Damn it! Why? Apollo...
Listen, son. I don't have much longer to live. But I'll never let them execute me. Not before I finish what I need to do.
I know, Dirk.
There's no way I'm going to let them prove you guilty.
Before he goes, I'm going to turn back time and by righting the wrongs that have been done. I'm going to restore Dirk's freedom. And return a real smile to Nayuta's face. I'm going to win this case. I just have to.
Son, I have one more big secret.
What? There's something else you've been hiding from me.
I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Forgive me. You'll just have to find out for yourself. That's the only way.
I don't understand, Dirk.
Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that's difficult to accept. But I know you. And I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all.
Dirk. What is he talking about? Wait, he's not going to reveal that he actually is the killer, is he? Looks like we've run out of things to discuss. Apollo? Are you okay? I'm fine. Oh god! Oh god! Free him now! Release Dirk! What's going on out there?
Sounds like the party's getting started without me.
Huh? It's coming from the temple. Let's go, Apollo, and take a look. Oh boy. I think revolution has begun. Revolution is here. Whoa, what is all this? Oh god. Oh god, Dax, no. Dax.
Let go, will ya? What are they? Huh? Well, look at that. The people are coming to take their courts back.
Oh boy.
Don't hold back, men! Arrest them all!
You can't arrest all of them. Ooh. Revolution. Dirk belongs to the people. Give him back. Yeah, where are you holding him?
Why down, you?
have my big sister too, but she didn't do anything wrong.
Ow! Stop pulling my hair! Release my son! Release him now! Stop! No biting!
This is really something. And it looks like Dots and Miss Indy are leading the charge. You unenlightened fools. Do you honestly think that this will change anything? Yuri!
Yuri! I keep serving on that witch Quran.
It's
Hey, Nayuta!
you again. What's going on here? It would appear that the insurgents are fanning the flames of rebellion. But I never thought it would grow so large. However, they will all be under arrest shortly. Reinforcements are almost here. They'll all be arrested just for protesting. They are aiding and abetting a criminal by seeking his release. Her Eminence, Queen Garon, has ordered they be arrested and judged en masse. Weren't you once a member of the Defiant Dragons too? How can you go along with this? I am simply following the orders that Her Eminence has handed down. He has to. His real mother's life's at stake here. If he knows the truth, then... well, of course he's gonna want to keep his own real mother alive. No, it can't be as simple as that. Listen, Nayuta, there's something I want to talk to you about. Hey, you're not getting away this time. We need to talk. I see there's no reasoning with you. Very well then. Speak. This time we're actually going to be serious. This, for real. Let's just get to talking. Nayuta, do you really have to serve as prosecutor on Dirk's case? I mean, prosecuting your own flesh and blood. It's just not right. Again with this drivel. Your ethical standards are not the be-all, end-all of the world around you. I'm not getting another debate with him. Nayuta, did you know that Dirk is sick? What? He apparently doesn't have that much longer to live. If found guilty, he probably wouldn't even make it until his execution day. What are you talking about? Knowing this, are you still prepared to send an already dying man to his grave? Well, enough with the Zen monk act, Nayuta. Tell me how you really feel. Mr. Justice, each person is born with a role to fulfill. And I must fulfill mine. Well, I'm not convinced that taking Dirk to trial is part of your lot in life. As for why you've been at Garon's every beck and call, I think I might have the answer. Nayuta, you know the truth about your mother, don't you? About how the former queen is still alive and being held somewhere. So Dirk told you, did he? Yes, it's true. My mother was spirited away to some remote corner of this kingdom to keep us safe from harm. Safe from harm? But Dirk said that the Garon regime is holding her captive. No, they are keeping us safe. So you don't know where Amara is being held? I only know that it is some secluded hideaway where visitors are not allowed. I have heard she leads a simple life, akin to that of a monastic disciples. Sure sounds like she's being held captive to me. Listen, Nayuta, aren't you really doing the Queen's bidding because she's holding Amara captive? And this whole thing with Dirk, you know he didn't really kill Inga, did you? Don't you? Dirk doesn't have much longer to live, so I want to help him however I can. This time, it's our turn.
Aww. The father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children. Nayuta, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me, understand?
It's our turn to help Dirk however we can. What you speak of is futile. feel like that's the real Nayuta, isn't it? Let it go. And move on. I'm starting to wonder if the reason you're saying that is because... The reason you keep saying that is because... You're trying to convince yourself of it, aren't you? The guilty verdict. The hopelessness. You must resign yourself to it all. Clinging to false hope now will only serve to magnify your future despair. So let it go. And move on. Nayuta, are you really going to just roll over on this? I've no more time for idle chatter. I must prepare for tomorrow's trial. Now, if you'll excuse me. Apollo, I sense a whirlpool of emotions coming from within Prosecutor Samari just now. Anger, shock, bewilderment, and an icy sorrow, as deep and dark as an abyss. Yeah, I picked up on that too. Looks like Dirk really won't be the only one who will need my help tomorrow. I think it's about time to pay Queen Garon another visit, and ask her about her sister Amara. I get the feeling this is going to turn absolutely abysmally, but let's do it anyways. I like the sound of just absolutely throwing ourselves to okay, where are the guards? Grand Palace Audience Chamber. The real guard isn't around. Oh.
That's utter... Hooey! You can't continue to see the people like that! Reva, justice is much more than simply speaking the truth.
Is that Princess Rafa and Queen Garon over there?
You deceived me too, Mother! How can I ever believe a word you say again? You... nincompoop!
Hi. Your benevolence. I couldn't help it over here. Get ready to be for a beatdown!
Impudent! Ah! Ow!
Are you okay, Mr. Wright? I can't believe she actually punched you. Yeah, I'm used to it by now.
What's the matter with the princess?
Sounded like she was arguing with her mother. Maybe it has something to do with this picture. Rafa said she had to ask her mother about some secret or another as soon as she saw it. So then, does that mean that Princess Rafa knows what really happened? That Amara wasn't assassinated and is still very much alive? It would seem so. But she doesn't seem to be taking Garon's lies very well. But that's no surprise, considering how much Rafa reveres her mother.
That would definitely cause her a great deal of anguish and sadness. Eavesdropping, are we? How very rude. You there? Are you not Dirk's son?
Oh, nice to meet you, Your Eminence. We're actually here to speak with you, if you could spare a moment. Don't worry, Your Eminence. I don't like you either. Apollo? What are you doing? This is the Queen's audience chamber. You can't snoop around in here. Oh, right. Sorry. I wonder what it'd be like to sit there with Athena and Mr. Wright groveling at my feet. No, stop. I can't let myself think about that sort of thing.
What have we here?
It's the attorney's badge used by lawyers like me back home.
Well, in this country, lawyers are a loathsome breed. And we would advise you to not needlessly advertise your place among their ranks. For even now, the bad karma Dirk has engendered brings woe to your kind. It's a simple matter of cause and effect.
Yeah, an effect you caused by enacting the Defense Culpability Act. So, I was wondering if...
We have no intention of bestowing any information upon you or any other lawyer.
Guess someone doesn't like to play nice with others.
His own ill was a visitor upon him, so it was within the cycle of karma. Others might call it divine retribution, the punishment of the gods.
You don't seem particularly sad, even though it was your own husband.
We were betrayed by the man he had called a husband. Moreover, we are the Grand Priestess, Summon our spirits from the Twilight Realm. For us, death is not the end, for we can still speak with those who have passed.
I guess being a spirit channeling queen gives you a different take on life and death. So, probably don't... I was gonna say, I know for a fact it's gonna just replay that dialogue. Also, you gotta love that. I feel like there's a noticeable shift in the way that Amara has... Or, sorry, this is, Garan. There's a noticeable shift in how Garan has treated, Phoenix and how Garan has treated Apollo. Oh. Because Apollo is Dirk's son, and so she just instantly hates, Apollo. Well, that's too damn bad. By the way, look at this photo of yourself.
To burn such a mark upon its sacred text of the law, he will surely be visited by what he has wrought. And to think he once called himself a man of the law.
I think it's just his way of objecting to the DC Act.
Yet that act is but an objection to his falsified evidence. How appalling that even now, he recognizes no responsibility and knows no shame.
Look at my dad's badge. Amara's alive. Your Eminence, Dirk told me about Amara. About how she's still alive, that is.
We know not of what you speak.
After Dirk learned Amara was still alive, he rescued her and they ran off together. But she was captured and remains captive in a secret location to this day. As for Nayuta doing your bidding, it's only because Amara's life is in your hands.
What an active imagination you have.
Ha 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 ha! A lawyer and a comedian! How droll! Whoa, where'd they come from? Anyway, if she's going to play dumb, I'll just have to jog her memory with some evidence. Alright, let's see you and your guards laugh when I prove to you that she's still alive. Your Eminence, I ask that you take a look at this photo.
Why, that's...
It's a photo of Amara. And here you can see a law book bearing this mark of the Defiant Dragons. I believe you know what that means.
Very well.
Royal Guard, stand down. Yes, Your Eminence! Your wish is our command!
It seems there is no need to perpetuate this charade any longer. We shall speak of all we know.
Amara's alive. So then, you admit that Amara's still alive?
Yes. She is under our protection in a safe location.
I think you mean being held prisoner? And where is she being kept?
No lie in the world will we tell the son of a traitor like that.
I guess she has a point there.
Now, heed our warning, horned devil. It would not be wise to inform the people that Amara yet lives. It would only serve to plunge public order into chaos.
I have no intention of doing that. Besides, there are real terrorists out there who might try to kill her.
Good. Now, there was something else we have been meaning to ask you. Do you know what has become of the Founder's Orb?
No, I don't know, actually.
The Founder's Orb went missing after Dirk took it into the tomb. As a son, we thought you might know something about its current whereabouts.
I knew it. I suppose I should thank you for that free running tour of Kurine.
That was the Royal Guard's own doing.
Nice try, lady. But now you're definitely not getting the orb, ever. Why do you want the orb so badly, anyway?
Because it would be most dangerous in the wrong hands. It must be recovered.
Is the legend true? Can the orb really impart spiritual power? Are you worried that someone could overthrow you with it?
The Holy Mother's power is without equal. Should Her Holiness once again return to our world, she could conceivably bestow great power upon the one who unlocked this orb's secret.
I guess it makes sense, considering spirit channeling is a fact of life here.
So we ask you, Horn Devil, did you receive the Founder's Orb from Dirk?
Does it look like I did?
So you like to play games, do you?
Royal Guard,
Yes, Your Eminence!
search this devil and his belongings.
What? I want Your Eminence! Don't move! You're only making this harder on yourself!
What the? My evidence! Apollo, don't strip here.
Stop resisting! Just submit to our strip search already!
Hell! No, wait! Hey, cut it out! Phoenix, do something! Well, you happy now? I don't have it. Rest in peace, my poor tattered dignity.
Yes, outside the War Thunder's Orb, Your Eminence!
So, you have hidden it somewhere. No matter. We shall recover it one way or another once you are found guilty of abetting the accused.
Dirk's right. She really is bent on getting the orb.
Mother!
Looks like the princess is back.
I took a stroll to try and calm myself, but I still find this situation unacceptable. The people must be informed about Queen Amara.
She does know about that.
Rafa, you do not yet possess a clear grasp of how a government and its people interact. There will always be secrets that must be kept from the ignorant masses. You have little faith in our people, Mother. But it is the royal priestess' duty to always speak the truth. And as such, I cannot remain silent. I will not. Huh. The truth, you say? Your mind has been poisoned by the barbed one.
It was an honor and a pleasure, Your Eminence.
We must speak with our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child, after all. Now, if you would excuse us.
Discipline? Coming from her, I don't like the sound of that at all. Rafa, run! Rafa! Well, Paula, let's head back to the safe house for now. Good idea. We need to go over what we've found and collect our thoughts. Hi. Woo. Former sodomite law offices. Ah, you're back. Hey, I'm still here.
Thank you for holding down the fort, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Sorry it took so long. Hope you weren't too bored.
I've had company of spiders. I watched the Plum the Punisher, Warrior of Neo Twilight Realm while you were gone. It is nothing compared to the amazingness that is the Steel Samurai. And my verdict is, it's an outrage, especially its theme song. Even worse, the people here believe it's an original Chinese show. Can you believe it? I've already spoken about it at length with Mr. Airball, a rebel, and I'm not sure what he's babbling about, but at least it seems he wasn't bored. I knew he would be upset. It's just the copy-paste. Moving along with things that actually matter. We've gathered about all the information and evidence we can concerning this case. I think it's time to go over everything we've learned so far. Inga's murder, the orb trial, Maya's abduction, and the murder of the mastermind behind it all, Justice Minister Inga. It's a lot to consider. Think you have all the facts straight in your head? Yep, I've got it covered, Mr. Wright. It's the truth about what really went down that's going to be the problem.
Yeah, it's like the more we learn about this case, the less we understand.
I agree. There's a deep darkness enveloping this case. I'm almost afraid of what we will find once we lift that black veil. Suffice to say, the real killer is certainly waiting underneath. The real killer, huh? Now that's the million-dollar question. Who killed Inga and why? Think, Apollo. Who would you say had a motive to commit this crime?
I, for one, am drawing a complete blank.
I want to know how the killer slipped into the tomb, killed Inga, and slipped back out. Without ever being seen. That's a bona fide locked room mystery right there. Well, we've collected plenty of evidence and statements. I just hope the rest comes out in court. There'll be a thinner tightrope than usual, that's for sure. This case has one big fly in the ointment. In order to prove Dirk completely innocent, we'll also have to exonerate him from the crime committed 23 years ago. Amara's supposed assassination.
Right, we know Amara's still alive. But Dirk could still be charged with plotting to kill her.
He couldn't discover the truth, even after 2 decades of investigating. So our biggest hurdle is going to be the complete lack of evidence. The fire made sure of that.
Mr. Wright, have you ever won a case without any evidence?
No, that's one thing I've never done before. A trial unprecedented even in the decorated annals of the Wright Anything Agency. Still, I can't help but wonder, was there really no evidence left behind? Oh, and we can't forget about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, if Dirk is found guilty and is sentenced to death, we'll likely join him in a very public execution. Yeah.
Beat the charges or die. What kind of crazy upside-down legal system is this anyway?
Don't worry. I can't ask someone as young as you to risk your life, Athena. So tomorrow, it'll just be me and Apollo on the courtroom floor. But you can support us by watching from the gallery.
What? No! I want to help! I'm part of the agency too, after all.
Sorry, but this is a direct order from your boss. Plus, there's Prosecutor Blackwell to think of. He said he'd use me for sword practice if I put you in harm's way. I'm more scared of Blackwell than I am of death. So, yeah, I'm definitely not letting you, do that.
Simon. Well, at least promise me this, you two. Promise me you'll make it back alive.
Make it back alive, huh? What's with that face, Apollo? You'll never inspire confidence in your clients like that. And it'll play right into the prosecution's hands. Remember, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You're right. Even when it seems hopeless or when there's not a shred of evidence to be found, we can never let it show on our faces, right? Gotta be strong. Will I actually be able to do that tomorrow? When push comes to shove, will I be able to force my biggest smile? To be continued. So I think now is when the trial begins, and I think we're going to save it for not tomorrow, because I don't think I'll have time to stream tomorrow, but for whenever I can stream it next, which will probably end up being the remaining bits of episode 5. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all later. Peace.